watch the time passing by, seeing strangers in the sky, rusty eyes stare and bleed. Hope the hell that you do not see something in this world needs a change. Yeah. Hear the lies, see their eyes. Morally, how we compromise. Stained again by a friend. Cut yourself back down to size. Something in this world needs a change. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year it's a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution. Look around, there's a change. Try to find the end of pain. People who cause are just partly to blame. Try to find the reason why we all stay the same. Something in this world needs a change. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year it's a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year it's a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year it's a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution. Another slap in the face. I know this time of the year it's a revolution. Still I fall out of place. Open your mind to the change of evolution.
We are live, everybody, around the country, around the world, around the interwebs. It is Wrestle Radio Australia, the PWA Premiership Watch-Along. I am pumped for this one. I am joined by my good friend Rose. Mate, how are you today?
I'm good, Toddy. Good to see you. Even though you're wearing a Red Sox jersey, I can let that go for this night because, you know, I'm a White Sox boy. But, you know,
I know that, but we also are probably experiencing the same amount of pain at the moment, so...
Oh, yeah, I mean, oh, boy. Let's not go too much into it because the White Sox suddenly don't suck in the last month.
Yeah.
So I'm holding my breath. But,
we very much still suck at the moment.
You're rebuilding. Hello, everyone in chat. This is very exciting, talking about the PWA Premiership. I'm pretty pumped for this.
Yeah, no, I like, when you came up with the idea a while ago, it was just one of those things that I'd never even thought of. I hadn't even thought about doing it because I didn't even, like I said to you at the time when it was on, I didn't watch it. Not just because it was behind a paywall, but it was because I was kind of like, my love affair with wrestling was very strained because of the terms we were under.
Yeah, you weren't able to wrestle at that time, right? So it was probably hard for you. Yeah, watch
everything was closed down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the moment I mentioned it, you kind of jumped at it, and in my brain as well, it's probably the show with the most amount of like stories behind it, because I don't think I think people will have a much clearer idea after we watch these shows of just how crazy this production was and how we got this done in a crazy short amount of time. So it's a great story.
It's also like I think I watched the open of one of the shows, like the opening title sequence, and I'm like, how is it only like 6 years ago, but everyone looks so much younger?
I think the older you get, the more you realize like time. 6 years is a long time, especially if you're like an athlete training and touring and stuff. Like people are just getting bigger and bigger and more ripped and more talented and more gifted, which is another great thing about this. We get to go back and see a Matty Wahlberg before he was even a Grayson Waller and see that progress. So I'm really pumped. Oh, what's up, chat? I see people in the chat currently wearing the Robbie Eagles TMDK t-shirt. That picture is a bit of a trip. It is the old sniper look with the sniper eye.
Yeah. I tell you one thing. I'm glad I found the full version of that Revolution song. That's a banger. I hate like it never did anything, but that's an absolute banger of a song. I can't get it out of my head when I heard it.
Every time you go live, the front half of that song gives me massive Tool vibes.
It sounds like it's very much.
All the drums, all that stuff, and then the second half goes kind of like Disturbed, like kind of like American rock.
It's very early 2000 wrestling. It's very much that.
Well, speaking of American rock, do you want to hit me with the nickel fact? Let's get this started the right way.
Yeah, you do the nickel fact, and then I'll do the sound.
Oh, you're going to do it after? Okay, all right.
Yeah, of course, because you've made the statement.
Okay, yeah, I like that. It's like a full stop. In 2016, the Kensington Police Service in Prince Edward Island, Canada, made international headlines by offering a cruel and unusual punishment for holiday drunk drivers. They threatened to make offenders listen to a cassette tape of Nickelback's album on the ride down to the station.
Nickelfact.
In 2008, the band faced a literal barrage of debris at a hard rock festival in Portugal, supporting Slipknot. Aggressive metal fans threw bottles and rocks at the stage, forcing the band to quit the performance after playing just 2 songs. Nicolas Cage once spent $276,000 on a 70-million-year-old T-beta skull, outbidding Leonardo DiCaprio. He later had to surrender it to Mongolian authorities when it was discovered to be stolen. And finally, Nicolas Cage owns 2 king cobras that used to hiss and try to lunge at him. He once did magic mushrooms with his cat after the feline ate them out of the fridge. Okay, cool. There's your nickel facts for tonight. Let's get into this.
Man, I'm actually really proud of that sounder.
Very good.
The more I kept playing, the more I'm like, you know what? This didn't turn out too badly.
There's your Instagram reel right there. We've only been live for less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be really easy to find this one.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, jeez. All right, so do we want to get along and just start playing this sucker and really get into?
Yeah, let's dive in. Let me just give you the basic premise before we jump into
it. Yeah, set the stage, my friend.
There is 2 shows at once going on here. So when COVID hit, I can't tell you the exact dates and times, but when COVID hit, it was quite obvious that crowd stuff wasn't happening for a while. Like, I work in sports presentation, and we knew there was going to be at least 9 months of no crowds. So as sports people, we had to kind of plan how we're going to do leagues in this time. Same thing kind of happened for PWA. And Jax and the management at PWA, the incredible director Jax, came up with this idea of, let's do a premiership. Let's do like a tournament. We have the time. Can we pull off an almost like G1 type tournament now that we're not doing live shows? So the idea was, let's get everyone into the academy for an entire weekend and film an entire premiership. So the entire premiership you're about to watch was filmed in 2 days. In 2 days, I'm pretty sure, or maybe 3. Then the second half of the production started, which was putting the edit together and us being the hosts and making them into weekly shows that we could release for almost like 2 months. I think we released them or something. It was quite
something
a big,
like that.
Yeah, it was a big chunk of time. So what you're seeing is a weekend's worth of wrestling. I mean, they just got together and absolutely put on an incredible tournament. And then it was up to us for the next 3 months almost to like make it into a weekly episodic TV show. So 2 productions coming together in a crazy idea. So That's the Premiership.
Yeah, so I think what we might do is we might play like 2 episodes a week or whenever we get to do this, because we won't be able to do next. Oh, I suppose you'll be gearing up for the Rumble next week, so maybe we won't be able to do it next week. I'm not sure, because the Rumble's on Saturday, isn't it?
I have a Swans game Friday night, so I can't do a
Swans
week.
game. So,
but the next one, July 10, we can do.
Yes. Okay. That's awesome. That's
Sweet.
good. So we will do that. Jax Jordan having a crazy idea that works. No way.
Oh, Davey, yes.
shot.
I mean, this was one of the biggest swings I think PWA ever took, because I think as well, keeping in mind, just before COVID, like 17, 18, 19, we'd built the idea of the Coliseum, and we'd started to shift PWA from being the big show being Call to Arms, instead being the Rumble and the Coliseum. And we were kind of cooking. Like, the crowds were big. There was big lines. All the shows were selling. So COVID was like a huge blow to a momentum at the time.
I think that was the same with like all of Aussie wrestling was kind of like that. Because I know it with us for Pro League, or it was like Australian Wrestling League then, is that we were still at Kedron Wavell. But there were at the time there were 2 rooms in Kedron Wavell. There was like a smaller room, which I think they called like the Princess Room. Then there was a big room we're in now. And we were just like, okay, we'll do our big shows like Homecoming and all of that sort of stuff up in the big room. And then for our with the monthly shows, in between shows, we'll do them in the Princess Room. That way it really delineates what is our big show. And it got, originally we only had like 1 or 2 dates booked in that Princess Room, and by the second date they were just like, hey, how about we lock you guys in for the rest of the year, because you guys are selling this place out and we are making so much money off like them buying food and buying drinks and all that. We want to make you guys a regular part of what we do here. And we were like, this is awesome, everything's going to be sick. And then the world shut down on us.
Yep. Yeah, so I think we were, at the time, had such a chip on our shoulder as a company that we were rolling, that we were like, there's no way this is stopping us. That we need to change how we think and do something. And here we are. Let's do it.
Yeah.
The old intro with the old song. Yeah. You're gonna know that's us, and you can be sure. Yeah, that's good. Oh man, I love this song. It's got me hyped before every show. Stop Wild Angel. Hello everyone in the chat. Banger theme, agreed. The Now We Conquer scream. Oh. Ooh.
I'll never forget.
Oh, I love this thing.
I'll never forget COVID for ruining EC Diamond's championship reign. A little hot tip about that, because he won his first championship by cashing in like the chance or whatever. He didn't know until intermission that was happening.
Wow.
We told him during intermission. So here we go. Here's a setup for the Premiership.
Only one will stand victorious. This is the PWA Premiership.
I mean, I even sound
I
younger.
know that voice.
I mean, I don't even sound like that anymore. Paris, Young, Paris, Billy Preston, Kingsley. Oh, look at this lineup.
Yeah.
Unsocial Jordan. Oh, Moretti. Oh, that was a day. That was right before all bells Moretti.
Matt Rogers was Matt Rogers.
Yeah. Fudge. With London. Look at this line. Look at Jimmy.
Yeah.
Lyrebird. Oh, I loved the Lyrebird. Jack, just always been a killer his entire life. Young Jess. Look at that. This is going to be sick.
So good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PWA.
So this is us inside what we call the wrestler house. A lot of wrestlers lived in a
Ah.
house together, and we filmed this like weeks after the tournament.
Except maybe a little further away from you. Yeah, thank you.
So it was like you filmed. So you basically just watched all the shows and commentated like from here.
Yeah. From the wrestler house where all the wrestlers lived.
How the hell is that? This is supposed to be
hang on.
episode 1. Hang on. What have we done here? What have we done here? Why did that do that? Me thing is screwed up on me. The playlist.
What does it say for this one?
It's bloody
Have
6.
we
How
jumped in?
it's so bang out of order, the playlist.
It is. Look, we're not perfect,
Hang on.
all right? We're not perfect.
No, mate, I'm not blaming you.
That still says episode 6. Episode 1. Yeah, that's episode 1. Yeah, I think
This
you're
is
right.
episode 1 now. We're all good now.
Yes, we can do the theme again.
At least it wasn't the finals. It would have been worse if it was the finals. We've just ruined the whole tournament on the first.
There's all the scores and your finals. Yeah, so we filmed all of our commentary stuff in Wrestler House. And it was literally in their kitchen, like in their kind of dining room area. And wrestlers would just like come and go as like coming home from training and stuff. Like and going to the gym, like, hey guys, we're like, hey, and then that was it. So like only a weekend for them, but it was like a 2-month process for the rest of the production.
Yeah.
And there was a
because it would have
day,
been a lot of like content to have to go through and edit.
and I was doing weekly recaps as well. I was doing recap videos with the score, with highlights, and then looking forward to the next one, and doing interviews about the tournament at the same time. So I worked my ass off for this thing.
Yeah.
But like, totally worth it. And I'll tell you one story. What's this? Todd Tech mishaps. Can't have a stream without him. I mean, that's true.
Mate, honestly, we started the stream without the stream actually being started.
Yeah,
So-
you don't even know. You've only seen the mistakes live. You should have seen the 15 minutes before we got on. It was a nightmare. One of the fun stories about doing it in Wrestler House and doing it all in a house was there was one day we were recording and there was a massive storm outside. And halfway through us recording a match, lightning literally hit their street and cut out the power
shit.
of the entire like suburb. So there was actually times where we thought we were going to die doing this production. But yeah, like the idea of, what's this? Alex Firehard, decent sound dampening or just generally mics or whatever if you're recording in a kitchen. The headsets are really good.
Welcome to the hallowed grounds of PWA.
You can see the lighting's a little bit different here.
Yeah.
Different day. And my beard's longer.
My name is Andrew Rose. With
That's why when I look at it, I thought this was maybe you're at the school because the lighting is very
Right,
like
we just-
school.
This is a novel concept, Rose. The PWA Premiership. It's no quick fix. It's not a sugar rush. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Wrestlers are going to have to get themselves into the grind to build for the ultimate prize, the PWA Premiership.
That's
Chris
right.
hasn't aged a
PWA
day.
Premiership is a whole new way to look at the tournament. We've never
Looks
done
exactly the
anything
same.
like this in PWA.
I think he's Walt Disney or something. He like freezes himself at night.
Now, 16 competitors compete in two
Here we go.
blocks.
2 brackets containing 8
Round
wrestlers.
robin style tournament. We'll have Block A and Block B. Each wrestler competes against everyone in their block once. All matches are contested under a 10-minute time limit.
Time limit.
Point system, Rose. You better write this down because I know you're a bit slow.
Got it.
If a wrestler is victorious, they're awarded 2 points. If a wrestler faces loss,
You somehow look younger, Rosie.
I'll
There
tell you
go,
why.
mate.
I'll tell you how I look younger. It's 6 years ago.
No, I think he means
Wait,
now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, well, we were in COVID then. I kind of let myself go.
I think everyone did, really.
Also, I remember at the time, I think it was like around Movember or something, and I couldn't do Movember because if I'd shaved my beard, all this would have been
Yeah,
out
you
of
had
time.
to keep. Yeah, you had to keep. Yeah, that
Canon continuity.
Canon.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Continuity. That was the one I was looking for.
So here are the blocks. Oh, man, look at these blocks, man. Moretti, Silva. Talking over myself.
And unsocial Jordan back in the mix, Chris.
every draw needs a wild card, Rose.
It's so like it is a stacked lineup when you look at it. Like absolutely stacked. Considering that you could get all of those guys together to do it as well over that weekend is great.
Yeah, one weekend makes it obviously a lot easier to get everyone together. But there was a real, like, chip on the shoulder of the entire company at the time. Like, this is not going to slow us down. We were so mad that the momentum had been killed, and we were just like, we're sending this. And I'm so proud of everyone. Video boy Jack should have fixed that YouTube playlist being out of order problem just now. There you go. He's helping us in the background.
He's what a lad.
He's a lad. Shout out to Jack,
It's all right.
the producer director of the brains behind this child when it comes to the production. Look at this for a
You'd be
starting
surprised
match.
because like I was watching the live action series of The Tick.
Well, yeah.
And that playlist was out as well. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch.
Kai Drake, Also doesn't age much, except less hair now. He's shaved his head.
Yeah, that was a choice though.
Tag team champion at the time.
It's innovation right at the fore, Rose.
And also the show being post-produced gave us chances to do a lot more of this. Stats on each wrestler, cutting to stuff, and make it real clean. You know, we're not putting up Kai Drake's name before Kai Drake comes out, for example. And there's Grayson Waller in the crowd. So the wrestlers were the audience. And this is in the academy, the old Pro Wrestling Academy.
Yeah.
Which was a great space. We could actually literally have shows here.
Well, then, like, you did have some shows there, because I remember Mitch did one of the shows, one of the academy shows there.
There was a time where we were just, we couldn't do enough shows. The momentum was so big that we had to actually fit in green label shows at the academy to give the younger people more time. But it was actually a legitimately fun spot to come and watch a show as a fan as well. We would like bring a food truck and everything. It was a really cool, like, secret spot almost.
I tell you what though, JT is a bit younger there too.
JT's, yeah, he's definitely
a lot of less stress grays right there.
He felt the weight of COVID, didn't he? Yeah. JT's great though, great host. Don Marnell, once a very big manager in PWA. He was the guy for a while there. But I think his work contract, he had to go back to Scotland eventually.
He went because he moved to Perth.
Oh, okay. I think it was work related because he was working for
it was work. He was working for Guinness.
Yes, he was working for Guinness. Yeah, like a big drinks company. So he was very important part of that process. Well, we would have kept him because he's great as a manager.
Yeah. He was great as a manager. He was great as a commentator as well. Like when he would fill in for you guys, he was really good.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Osborne is the rake.
Turns out Don Marnell's a poet, Rose. I had no idea.
Wow, that was
Corded Mike, yep. Nice touch.
He's the rake, apparently. That's a great
Referee Big Dick Nick there as well. Another throwback.
I kind of miss this music for
yes,
Sam as well.
Yeah, Don Marnell and Guinness. It was a match made in heaven. Look at him; he's all white.
Accompanied to the ring by Don Marnell, representing MMA.
The prize ball, Sam Osborne. We all know.
Oh, Xander!
Free Xander.
Wow!
Sick. You're gonna get heaps of this.
I forgot that he'd moved down by then.
Must have been very early in the process.
Yeah, because he was a real big part of AWL or Pro League before he left.
For no other reason, he uses a ceramic coffee cup.
And also,
He was
keep
the,
in mind, this is tough for wrestlers to do this in a room with no crowd. It's not easy.
Yeah. Like I always thought about that with when they were doing Raws and SmackDowns. Like, how do you get like the adrenaline? Because that's so a big part of a lot of the stuff that we do in the ring is you're fed by adrenaline. You seem to have less fear when you've got that crowd around you. So being that you basically don't have that crowd around you and they essentially feel like practice matches, how do you get that adrenaline dump?
Yeah, I'd love to get some opinions of the wrestlers at some point that were part of this process, exactly what it was like, and how many matches they did a day. Because imagine over 2 days an entire tournament, like you must have wrestled at least 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah, well, that's definitely something we can try and do over the course of the Premiership too.
There's a lot of great people we could talk to about it. Interestingly, watching this back now, one thing I realized, like doing the show, was it doesn't feel like we're not there. Like the production is put together. It sounds like we're there and we're watching it live. I shot 144 promos. I shot 2 promos after every match. Yes, we'll get to that. Video Boy Jax did a lot of post work that after every match, the winner and sometimes the loser would come back and we'd have like a UFC style table press conference, which allowed the wrestlers to really kind of tell stories as they went through the tournament. I just loved the setup for this, and it was it was taking advantage of everything we still had while limiting the damage of everything we didn't. Right? So couldn't have a crowd, but that allowed us to do a lot more intricate production. We're not live; we can make it really clean and really good. But listening to it now, it doesn't feel like we're not there. It doesn't feel like we recorded it a month later in a house.
This is more complicated.
But that's a lot to do with really good sound mixing as well.
Yep. And also just like us having it real loud in our headphones when we're calling it on a screen, feeling like we're there as well. Like you've got to get up to that volume.
Yeah.
And it's something I've learned over the years as a commentator is you naturally, if a room gets quiet, you as a commentator naturally feel the instinct to get quiet with the room. You've got to stay up.
Yeah, you got to stay at a level.
And even if you're like everyone in the room's watching me commentate right now, you just got to not care. Oh, good job, Nick, seeing that.
Yeah, look at that. You called it twice.
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of this. Sorry about that.
In the opening round, those 2 points are crucial in this. Wow,
But this two guys, like, what a perfect way to start.
Yeah.
Beautiful by Kai Drake as he's taken the control here with a double running drop kick there as Osborne was seated. Now he's going to work over the
Commentator instinct. I mean, Jesus. It's
I
drilled
will
into
say,
me now.
like off camera, because I interviewed Sam and Jack just this week, which will be up next week for
That's
everyone
exciting. Yeah,
at
cool.
home. After the show, I mentioned that you and I were doing this, and he lit up with the memories of like this premiership.
Yeah.
'Cause if anything, it would have been one of those things that just really brought all of you guys closer together. Like you guys weren't already close as a unit, but yeah, stuff when you're under this sort of like stress.
And that's going to take away one of his major weapons if he's got no feeling.
I'd love to get more insight from the wrestler side because, like, we experienced the following months after this a whole different process. But yes, I felt like that explanation of like the rebellion thing. Like we're going to do this no matter what. Like nothing's stopping us. It was very like it was a great time. And it made PWA really come together. And a lot of these guys, probably had the thought of this is probably the last weekend I'm going to get to wrestle for a while. So I'm going to enjoy it and really send it. Jamie wants to know if Rose has stated his commentator trope pet peeve.
No, I don't think he hasn't, because we haven't done an NGL.
Well, I'll give you two answers. One that's like something that annoys me is sometimes I'll stay on one word and say it too much, and then when I come back and watch the show, I was like, I've said that. Like at some point, I was saying unbelievable way too many times during a show, and you kind of, the more exhausted you get as you go through the show, you start leaning on those words. It's been a couple for me, but there's times I've watched back and I'm going, all right, Rose, don't say unbelievable as much.
There's one that Lachlan does. He does right.
Oh yeah.
He'll say something, you go right, as if like I don't
like
know.
in agreeance. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a problem. Mine is I don't know why I cannot kill it, but I want to try and kill it.
Yep. Everyone has different ways of dealing with it. Do you remember James Matheson, the host from Channel V?
Yes.
He would have a way of getting away from saying which is whenever it would cut to him live, he'd go, yes, welcome to Channel V. He'd do this long, yes.
When you said that, like this, when you did the eyes, I instantly remember that. Yeah.
And that's the way he would kind of gather his thoughts the moment he was put on camera without saying
You can hear the pain in Kai Drake's voice.
A lot of my problem is when I do it, especially if I'm doing it during like podcast interviews, is because I generally aren't sure what I'm going to ask next.
Yeah.
Because I'm basing it off the person's answer. So a lot of times it's like, okay, that was. I probably should be like, oh, okay, instead of but I just poor vocabulary.
I mean, different people have that. I've heard like I've seen people before that just like, 100% like to every answer because they're thinking about the next thing to say. What do we call those calf wraps that Osborne is wearing, and why isn't he wearing knee pads? I think it was his thing at the time to not wear knee pads, and they might just be Pippi long stockings. I don't know.
Drake, the suplex into the pin.
It's a nice. That's really nice.
By Osborne. That was a huge chance for Kai Drake.
His knee though.
We know we're in the
Yeah, I mean, like we sometimes do the tropes, like, but we're trolling. Like, Chris, that's the
Yeah.
hardest part of the ring. You know, like it's to annoy people, not because we genuinely say that. But the trope that I don't like from other commentators is like shitting on the brand or the room or anything. Like, you got as a commentator, you got to be 100% behind the brand, and you don't have to pretend like everything's great when something doesn't work. Be honest, but like,
Yeah.
if your knee-jerk reaction is to like crap on the two wrestlers in the ring, then you're not a good commentator.
Yeah. Unless you're the heel, like
Sure,
quote unquote
yeah.
heel commentator, then 100%. I'm like, that is one of the things you're trying to, like, as a commentator, you're trying to sell the show to people constantly.
Yeah, and even if you're like you could say like Chris is kind of like a heel commentator. I think there's creative ways you can find to be a dick on commentary, but not shit on what you're watching at the same time. I think there's ways to do it.
Yeah. That's because at the end of the day, if you're, I'd be a protege wearing white for 7 matches in 2 days is brave.
It is very brave. He's a brave man, Sam Osborne. He's very confident in his skills. By the way, this match is going off. These two guys have mad chemistry, and I'd love a Kai Drake Sam Osborne match again.
Do you know what would have been hard too, and like not to pull the curtain back too far?
No.
Is just like trying to communicate between the two workers and not having it being picked up. Because you haven't got that crowd noise that will muffle it at times.
Yeah, again, probably another advantage of post-production. If there was something too loud coming out, you can dull it and get it out of the way and stuff like that. And also, we're going over the top for most of it. I mean, if one thing Chris and I are good at is filling space.
I can't remember Riley, but like I can't think of John Cena being able to wrestle in this sort of environment.
With a voice like his, he projects.
Yeah,
like he projects.
he projects, and you can hear him calling everything in the ring.
Yes, and especially post-COVID, because what was interesting about what WWE did with the Thunderdome idea is that they suddenly realized with the silence in the room they can use it to make it more of a movie type thing. So the Roman Reigns bloodline origin stuff that was happening in Thunderdome, suddenly they could be face to face and kind of whisper something to each other, and the mic could pick it up. And I think WWE realized this is a whole new beat to like telling stories. We can have them talking in the ring during matches. And then after COVID, when they got back to crowds, you see that used a lot more. Them talking to each other in the ring because those mics are really picking everything up. So I think, again, Cena's even louder in that back end.
I think that really helped Roman develop that tribal chief character, being able to do that.
It's one of the positives out of COVID is they allowed the bloodline to become more like a movie and really sit in those emotions. There's 15 seconds left!
And there's Strike City here as we
They're
hit 10
literally just
seconds.
beating the crap out of each other.
Wailing on each other. This has turned from a wrestling masterclass into a hoss brawl.
Tornado of blows.
Osborne, Drake, 1
Tornado of
second left.
blows.
Time has run
That
out.
is such a
Striking war. Don Marnell smartly is
such a decision to make too. Like booking that first match. Okay, very first match, we're just going to go to a time limit draw.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of influence of Japan in this tournament, I think. And one of the cool things about starting like that is you go, there's no obvious wins here, and there is a 10-minute time limit. You now know what the longest a match is going to be, right? So you're never getting longer than that, and a draw can mean as much in a World Cup. It'd be perfect around a World Cup to do something like this because of the draws mean a lot. Like. I like that as a starting match.
Like it is very brave.
I remember at the time people were like blown away by oh my god, they've got replays and everything. How are they doing this? Not realizing we recorded it like months ago. Look at this. Look at the overlays. Oh my god, it's so good.
Of the PWA Premiership. We've got a point on the board.
OVO play sign in the background. Shout out.
Who just wouldn't quit. The MMA is still on the lookout for... that's another day's business. Sam, how are you feeling, man?
Look at me. I've had one match in the tournament. Yeah, he hits hard. Like you said, man, he hits hard. But
That mark on his neck, Jesus Christ.
No joke. Hydrake is no joke. You ask a lot of people who drops the hardest. I think most people would say Hydrake. He kills you.
Not again.
Calm down, man. You see, the thing that he'll be fine. The thing
See, I love Don Marnell in these moments. Like, Osborne's mad, and Don's doing that. Oh, everything's fine. Like, that's real. That's how you would deal with a situation like that.
Doesn't sink. Sam Osborne's PWA Premiership.
Jamie asked, can Jack stop being so good with graphics? Let us catch up a bit. Damn, Charlie Evans versus King tournament rules.
That was 6 years ago. He's given you time.
Oh, man. Bloody DJ said, I loved all the video matches that came out of COVID with Broken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Yes, I don't think all the COVID stuff was necessarily negative. I think wrestling learned a bit about itself in that time. Even we did. We did the Prefix Playground match during COVID, the back end of COVID as well, I think.
I was so skeptical about that because I was so over cinematic matches then.
Yeah.
But then the way they did it, I'm like, okay, you got me. You well done.
We discussed them and we were like, we're not going to do one unless it really is going to be something unique and going to work. And the moment that came up, we were like, yes, 100% yes. And I cried at the end of that match. It's one of the only matches I've cried in PWA. That and when Ricky won the title off Oak is the 2 times I've cried.
Now we're talking.
Oh.
Wow, another
hell yeah, banger.
Part of Kingsley on her way
Yeah, this was the Generation Now time as well. All the young talent under Grayson Waller's wing.
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
I like that it didn't matter like what, like representative you were, like heel or a face, you're still wearing it.
Yeah. At the time, there was, you know, the old guard and the young guard, and I think it was an interesting kind of idea to have them almost like factions.
Yeah, it was like almost like the nations versus the young guys.
It's amazing. Absolutely, Rose. But I tell you what this premiership is throwing up is all sorts of intricacies. You think about
because like when you look at it, even Charlie was like in the nations.
They'll be going up.
Charlie and Jess and
that's a good point.
And can I call
so
that
many
one the battle of
connections.
the beverages? When the coffee takes
So many connections.
Bit of sign respect there from Charlie and Kingsley at the beginning of this.
I think I'm literally eating lollies to keep my energy going while recording these. You can hear me like.
Well, I remember I think you guys got tired at one point because one of the ones that I watched at the very start, Gail is just eating twisties while you're doing the open. I'm like, wow, they just came up at this point.
I think we wanted to give the idea that we'd kind of just been living in that studio doing that for weeks now, and like, so we were trying to think of like random ideas of like. I think Chris literally just had the twisties, and I was like, "Well, just start eating those while I do this intro." And he's like, "All right," like, just rolled with it.
Early here at the head, as Kingsley is going to try and free herself here back to the arm.
Michael Lee, what's up, Michael Lee? Cameraman on point with the zoom ins and outs, trying to inject some extra zaniness without a live crowd. Yeah, I like that. Good camera work. Sorry, I'm just reading what your comments for you, Todd.
That's all right, mate. You're good. We're a team here.
Go.
We're a team here. I'm producing as well, so it's hard sometimes.
He's doing great.
That's the one thing I will say that Lachlan and I have kind of worked out now. Kind of have that little like thing where I'll put it up and he'll know to read it because I'm not going to.
Lachlan's great. I'm definitely not team hate Lachlan. I like him.
So do you know what the like quote unquote restrictions were for like people sitting in the crowd?
Yes, I think there were actual legal rules at the time. It was like
because I know there was all these fucking like guidelines.
Yeah, it was about the size of your room, and you were allowed a certain amount of people and stuff like that. That's something Jax would be able to comment on if he's still watching, or any of the wrestlers about that experience of, you know, they're all. I think they're all masked up when they're not in the ring. That's the only time you didn't wear a mask. So, and
I remember Sam did mention that when we were talking about it. Like if they weren't in the ring and they were sitting, they had to wear masks.
Yes, PWA do not fuck around with any of that kind of stuff. You know, like we have legal representation, HR department. You sign a contract when you join with PWA to agree to, you know, respect the rules and stuff. We didn't want to get anyone in trouble. We didn't want to give everyone COVID. So We were very adamant of playing with the rules and playing within the rule set that the government was giving us at the time.
Well, especially when you're putting this stuff online, it's easier for them to go, okay, when did you do this?
Yeah,
because we can electronically check when you did it. So
and it was kind of genius in the end that we did it over one weekend early because the restrictions got more and more as we went on.
Yes, they did.
It would have changed.
There is a theory going around that Nick is a cyborg, but wow, that's for another time.
Andy Savage asked, I've never refereed a match. Should they have been wearing a mask or is it just too hard? I think... I don't know the exact rules, but I think this was about the limit. Like, I don't think we could do tag matches or group matches. It was about this. So, no, if the referee would have to wear a mask, they would have worn a mask.
Yeah, I know for a while when we went back, Ref Pat up here wore a mask just out of... I think he might have some like immune issues, so just to be safe, he was doing it. But then again, like I would imagine everyone was tested and everyone was clear when they were there. So
100%. I think we even had tests there. I know at later shows we did, my partner Zoe is a biomedical engineer. She works on ventilators at hospitals, so she was the busiest she's ever been through COVID.
Yeah.
Actually saving lives. She's my hero. But she would bring us a lot of rat tests, so we could, when we got to these shows, we could all make sure, like it was a big thing for us to not fuck around with the rules set. We wanted to do this with respect and kind of, do it within the rules. And I have a lot of crazy stories about that year for sport as well. Like I remember when it got real bad, we had to go to Canberra for a month and do the entire Big Bash League in Canberra because there was no cases in Canberra.
That's right, yeah.
I had to go live in Canberra for a month.
The NRL went up to the Sunshine Coast or something, didn't they?
Yes, and we had to stay there for ages. I missed Christmas and New Year's because I was stuck in Canberra doing Big Bash. But Cricket Australia pay very well, so it was all worth it. But I remember we were like scheduled to leave, and then I got a call at 5 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, a couple of days before we were supposed to leave. And my boss said, they're closing the border at midnight. Can you get in a car in the next 2 hours and drive over the border to Canberra? I'll pay you X to do it. And everyone just dropped everything they were doing, family stuff, and just went straight to Canberra. And I think we got over the border with like 45 minutes to spare. Crazy.
I think I'm trying to remember what happened. I reckon Mitch got stuck at an airport once because they closed the border between when he landed and when he had to leave to go back. Yep. Then he had to stay in a hotel for like a week or so, waiting for it to open up again.
Alex Fireheart asks, in hindsight, I'm curious how many notable... I went to the other comment first. I'm curious how many notable main event level heel factions PWA have had. Only main event tier ones I can think of are like 5-Star Mafia, Four Nations, and the North Shore Wrestling, but I assume there's others I'm either forgetting or I'm not aware of. Yes, there was SMS with Unsocial Jordan at the time. We're a very big heel faction in PWA, probably the most popular.
They were kind of like the OGs, weren't they?
Really, they were. And then Andy Savage says, I went to a PWA show at the Coogee Hotel in 2022 headlined by the Nations teaming together. I don't think I realized how significant it would be. I remember that show, and I remember internally how significant we thought that was. And we were like, this is huge. For the foundations of PWA. I'm trying to think other heel factions. I mean, you can say the Third Eye now. They're a great heel faction.
Yeah. But I guess not like...
Don Marnell's MMA did a little bit with Osborne around this time.
He was... Oh, there we go. Yeah, they were ready to really explode before...
Charlie!
Frankie B in the crowd in the background there, I think.
Yeah.
I thought Chris was great through this entire tournament as well. That energy of like calling a lot of matches and talking about the statistics is right down Chris's alley. He was great.
Yeah. Well, because you guys would have had to go to a more like sports-based commentary as opposed to like sports entertainment-based commentary.
Which is that's our wheelhouse. So going into a sports stat thing was great. These post promos are so good too.
Great, to be honest.
I was about to say, how's she going to do one without swearing? But yeah.
No, that's Chev's.
Unfortunately, I did lose in that. But Kingsley reminds me a lot of myself. She's tough, she's fiery. Little bitch made me bleed. So I can only assume that I'm really angry now. I'm going to win the whole thing.
So Charlie Evans there, really
Nice
great
briefing.
and really angry from what I...
Angry, determined, and ready to move on in that tournament. A great effort from Charlie there.
I'm wearing the old Progress PWA t-shirt there.
I like how you're working it like they're walking past too.
Yeah. I'm looking off.
So I
Yeah.
lost. First match. That's okay. That's fine.
Kings is
Charlie
such a
Evans,
good promo. Fuck,
She's
I
a
love her
bad
promos.
bitch, so I didn't expect anything less from her. But I expect more from me. I'm here to prove to my Uncle Jack that I belong to the Red Nation.
That's right.
And I
Uncle
swear
Jack.
to him
Yeah.
and to everyone out there that every other match in this tournament, I'm going to win. And he'll have no choice but to let me in the Red Nation. And that's the tea.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
Referee Xander.
Introducing
Dude.
first to the ring.
Jamie asks, is OVO Play still alive? I just typed in ovo.com.au and it says, it's just a blue screen that says, thanks to all our fans, but unfortunately OVO and OVO Play are no more.
Yes, well, I think we're seeing
guess they got-
writ large heroes, Generation Now versus
Oh,
the old
dude,
guard,
look at
and
this
it's
match.
A natural progression, and I think
They basically got what
progressing.
Triller will be in about
Dare I
6
say
months the way it's
retirement, or
going.
is that a little bit premature?
I
Pretty
think
much.
He's just losing. He's slowly losing. his
Hailing
mind.
from somewhere in Australia. the
Especially with like
Mick
Watch AEW really taking everything from like their like indies apparently. Like seems to be really they seem to be really just collecting them.
Andy Savage says, this post-match interview presentation rules. It's very New Japan. It was probably the most New Japan we've ever been this tournament.
Yeah, I mean even the crowd looked like a Japanese crowd wearing masks.
Yeah, true.
They were so far ahead of us when it came to mask wearing.
Some people still wear the masks. I don't think I've seen Madison Eagles at a show without a mask since COVID. She's always in a mask, yeah.
Do you know what? I actually, I don't know, not stupidly. I actually thought the other day when I had that cold, I thought about wearing a mask when I went and got like supplies, just because I didn't want anyone else to.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. That's the old. I remember before COVID, people didn't really talk about face masks, and I remember with a mate. There was a lot of Asian people that would come walk around Sydney wearing face masks. And a mate of mine once was like, why are they wearing masks? What, are they scared of us? And I was like, no, that means they're sick and they don't want to make anyone else sick. It's actually a very courteous thing that Asian people do. And we should probably inherit. If you're sick, wear a mask so you don't make anyone else sick. I think that's a lot more common now and a lot more understood after COVID.
I was always like, when people were sort of like complaining about the mask, I was like, how does it affect your day in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah.
That
It's
they're
just
wearing
people with
a mask.
opinions.
Yeah.
So there's Matt Wahlberg on the outside, Grayson Waller holding up the Generation Now shirt, which is actually really annoying. Because I think the biggest rivalry Waller ever had in PWA was Moretti. Him and Moretti were just warring for years. Look how young Paris is. It's crazy. I actually like the hair. Andy Savage says, I'm glad we normalised masks when sick. I've been wearing one for the last week. Yeah, that's another positive that came out of COVID is that Aussie started to understand that masks aren't infringing on you in any way. It's them not wanting to get other people sick, which is, I think it's a cool thing that people understand that. God, Moretti, dude.
But he got pretty angry.
We had to play darts fully masked for almost an entire year. I have questions about this sentence. Does Jamie play darts?
Yes, I didn't know this. Jamie, from what I could see, looks like a fairly decent player.
Interesting.
I was going to ask him about this, and it just hasn't come up.
Oh, man, Jamie, tell me more. Where you play darts competitively in a league? What do you do? How can I be there and sit in the crowd and go 180?
I am pretty sure he has a Instagram page, Jamie Abs Darts.
Oh, that sounds like an Instagram page where it's just videos of him smoking cigarettes. But,
Yeah, I know.
Jamie Abs.
You're looking it up, aren't you?
I am. Hell yeah.
I
Aspiring
was in the
dart
league
player.
for 5 years. There you go.
I was in the league for 5 years. Competed in the 2019 Dart Players Australia Challenge Tour, finishing the year ranked 56th in Australia. Good effort.
Yeah, well done,
yeah.
brother.
One of my mates, DJ Felix, a great DJ from Canberra, he does a lot of sports work with us. He loves going to the darts. It's like his weekend of the year. They all go to Wollongong and watch the darts championships. And every year he's like, come with me, it's the best. So one year I'm going to go.
Well, it's massive in England, isn't it? We're like the Pally and stuff.
And it gives a great argument, because here's my thing, Todd. I don't think there should be any sports in the world where people have to be silent. Get out of here, golf. Get out of here, tennis. I don't give a shit. If darts guys can hit a mark like that with a whole crowd chanting and singing, then you can hit a ball. You can hit a goal. Enough with this silence sports. Get out of here. If I ever get the chance, I will. I'm always working. But the moment I've got a free weekend for the darts, I'm there. I just found out today that I'm going to be in Adelaide the weekend GTA 6 drops. Great.
I heard something about that. I heard that if you buy quote unquote the physical copy, it's just a code in the box.
Yes, so that might change. This is a big thing that Rockstar do. They do it with all their games, and it's the reason why there's no PC release. It's only console releases, because they know when they drop that game, if you drop it on PC or if you give them a disc, people are going to hack in and find all the information, all the hidden stuff, and they're going to know everything about the game and reveal everything about the game in the first couple of days. So I think they do that on purpose to kind of let people enjoy the story without it being spoiled for them by PC guys digging into the files and stuff. But yeah, that's the future, man. Everything's digital now. You don't own your games anymore. You rent them.
Yeah, I kind of hate that.
But here's a sentence I never thought I'd say. I own GTA 6. I went straight for the pre-order.
Oh, really?
Mucking around. Yeah, of course. It's DJ. I mean, to me, I'm a huge gamer. This is going to be the biggest game release of all time. I'm there for it, even though I'll be in Adelaide for the launch.
They're also scared of early discs leaking.
That's the other thing too, the leaks. Yeah, the leaks. They just don't want people to leak stuff.
Jamie, I know you didn't drop in early, but have you heard our new Nicklefacts stinger?
Hang on, I'll give you another Nickelfact.
Give me another Nickelfact so I can play it. Because I don't want to just go off and play it without there being a reason.
Nicolas Cage was cast to play Superman in Tim Burton's cancelled 90s film Superman Lives. Because of this, he named his son Kal-El, which is Superman's birth name. Nice.
Have you ever watched the documentary on that? It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's great. And then, they filmed... Oh, look at Rose getting big. They filmed him in that actual suit for the Flash movie, and then when they dropped the movie, they just released CGI footage instead? And then interview Nicolas Cage was like, I don't know why they made me do all that, then just did CGI.
Especially since they would have had photos of him originally in it.
Yeah. Oh, so weird. It was so weird. That whole Flash movie is like weird. It's like a Saudi Arabia Night of Champions show. It just doesn't feel canon. It feels like a weird side mission. Yeah. Oh, he won it with Wahlberg's finisher.
Oh, Wahlberg, put the mask up, lad. Put the mask up, lad.
Wow,
Ooh, excuse me.
Wahlberg's posterizer in the ring to win.
I think Rose is describing the dilemma with golf from Happy Gilmore too. Yeah, 100%. I mean, live golf. It's happening in real life. They've got golf now with dance music and shit going on. Yeah. Everyone plays fine. I don't know why we have any sport where you have to be quiet. Get that shit out of here. Like maybe something like diving or like the start of a swimming match where they need to hear the gun. Like, yeah, be quiet for a running race.
Isn't snooker pretty quiet?
Yeah, again, why? What do you need silence for that for?
I don't know, I've been playing in the pubs for years.
Exactly.
If anything, I need like Lightning Crashes playing or something from Chisel.
Yeah. Lightning Crashes. Inward Mother Crazy.
I hear that song and I instantly remember the pool hall I used to play in.
That was the first album I bought with my own money. Secret Samadhi by Live with Lakini's Juice on it. Shout out Mark Davis. No, Davis Storm. Yeah.
Yes.
The king of the promo, this guy. Bloody DJ said, I had a mask with rechargeable fans in it from Japan that sensed when you were inhaling and the fan sucked air in for you, Darth Vader style. It was a hit at the illegal COVID parties. My partner Zoe had one of those. She looked like Darth Vader. It was terrifying. I didn't like it.
What I would give to have the things that you have now when I was 4 years in, the that I've been through for you.
Real right here.
Yeah.
I will end your pretty little movement, Matty. You think you want your hands on me? You're yet to earn it. This is your chance. Opposite brackets. Seems like bad luck, right? You don't get around. No, you've got to make it to the final. If you want this, I'll see you in the final.
I mean, just the best. That's a great. You should show that to young wrestlers about how a promo works, how you can take real emotion and form it into a promo.
Yeah.
Clotheslines and lariats are the same thing. Changed my mind. Wow. William Preston ahead of the game with the change my mind stuff.
Although I'm pretty sure he spelled lariats wrong.
Yeah.
What's a simp, Chris?
I've got no idea.
Hailing from the University
guy is
of
at
New South
university.
Wales.
What's a simp? So 2020.
William S. Preston.
Can someone tweet me and tell me what a simp is? Am I out of the loop here? What's going on?
Oh, Jamie's invited me to darts at Century Bar next weekend. I am in. I've not. I think I've played darts
And
twice in my life, but I'm in.
his opponent.
I want to watch you hit 180.
Yeah, just don't have Rose play. Just have him announce it.
Yeah, because that's the thing me and Chris used to love about
Just
darts.
take your have Rose as your personal announcer.
I'll just
If
get
you're
drunk on the
playing
side
someone,
with Lachlan.
don't announce the other guy, but just always announce Jamie.
But it's one thing I do love about darts is that if someone does good, they go 180, and the next guy sucks, and they go 64.
SMS
64. Yeah.
on social.
This is someone who I really do miss.
Yes, for those of you new PWA viewers, Unsocial Jordan is an incredible talent. He is one of the best IQs in wrestling. Super creative, super levels, never loses his temper or his mind. He's super on the ball, and he just committed to the idea of I'm the censorship in a show like Black Label. We're an 18-plus show, we're edgy, and he would just come into a room and say, the swearing's not on. I'm not about it. Please stop swearing. And the whole room would just absolutely go off at him. He was the king, man. And you think about that SMS heel faction, Kyle Fletcher, Steph the Lander were part of SMS, like an incredible group. I mean, he was the man. I think he works overseas now. He's very successful in his normal job.
What a surprise.
If Jordan's wearing a mask and keeping his distance, is it unsocial distancing? Yes. Wow, remember that saying? Social distancing. That was a thing.
Yes. When I was writing up the thing for this, I was like, what's a word that's typically from that era that we could use that would instantly cast you back? And I was like, that's why I was like remember the social distant, because that's what I like. Like, you need to be this far apart, brother. You need to.
In hindsight, Billy Preston should have taken the turtleneck here.
I'll tell you one thing I am glad that one good thing from my work anyway that I've taken out of that COVID really helped with not having to sign for shit.
Yes. Can you do me a favor? Can you just slightly turn this down?
Sorry, I had it up for the promo.
No, yeah, I feel you. Just a slight, and you're good. Yes, you know what's really had its day since COVID is the QR codes.
Yes.
QR codes became such a big thing in 2020, and now they're just everywhere. Like
as someone who makes posters for the wide bay shows, love the QR codes. So much easier for somebody to see a poster out and go, oh, okay, bang.
Totally.
I don't have to remember a code. I don't have to remember a website. I don't have to remember anything. I just go bang.
The one thing, like in sports, is that every sponsor thinks the QR code works now. So as the ground announcer, I'll read like a series of reads in a row, and we put up an image on the big screen, and every single one is scan the QR code now and get involved with ASIC's new sportswear. And then the next ad's like, scan the QR code and you can find out how you can become a member of Sydney FC. Scan the QR code. Every single one. And who's sitting in the crowd going, oh.
Yeah.
And like we don't give it much time. There's probably too many now at sports, but it's fine. It works.
does better than last time. I'd hate to see him have to repeat.
Go to a pub, order food on a QR code, the best. Never speak to a human again. Yes, it really has revolutionized social distancing to the fact that you don't even have to go to the bar anymore.
But it's also like stopped people from screwing up. Well, more stop people from screwing up your friggin' order. Like if you ask for a burger without onions, and you just like no onions, it's clear that you have sent that, and you're like, look, I did everything I could to have you not put onions on my burger.
I will say though, it's happened a little bit recently on Uber Eats. Like I live in the Newtown area, like you can order any kind of food any time of the day, all night. Yeah. It's crazy. But there's now places where, like, if you put in an order, they don't let you leave a comment.
Yes,
they don't let you change.
I've noticed
they
that.
just like get what we give you. And that's a bit
there's
like,
some places which I really would like want stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get it from there because I can't change anything.
Yeah, I can't even just remove the chutney. Like you can't let me just get something out. It's crazy.
Who the hell is somebody who doesn't like who doesn't really have a good
I don't eat onions on
experience
anything,
with onions.
Jamie. Yeah, I'm not an onion guy either. Give me the
If
meat,
I have
the
onions,
cheese, tomato.
You don't want to be around me if I have onions. I'm not a good person.
I can eat onions in things if there's like a meal with onions in it, but like the texture of biting into an onion, I don't like. Like if it's like a full onion, if you've got like onion in your spaghetti bolognese, that's fine. I can eat it. But it's the texture
Long as it's
of
not
biting into an
chunks.
onion.
Long as it's not chunks. If it's minced down, I'm okay with it. But like, yeah.
Macho Man Andy Savage says QR codes were a dead format in 2019. I was working in public relations at the time, and we considered them dead by 2016. Yeah, like people thought they were pointless until we couldn't do anything, and then suddenly they became the cornerstone of everything we did.
Yeah, I guess it was all about finding the right application for it.
No one is eating an onion, Tony Abbott's soul, Rosie. No, but like even. But like onions, how they fry them and put them in a burger, like they're like long strips. Like when I bite into the thing, the texture of that onion there stops me enjoying the rest of the bite.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
I'm not. I mean, I'm so plain. I'm not even a sauce guy. Like when I get a sausage on a roll, sausage, cheese, salt. That's all I need. I don't need sauce. I don't need onions. Nothing. I'm so boring.
Depends if you get a really nice like fresh bread and like some butter. Then you don't need a sauce on that sausage.
No, man. Not at all. I'm there for the meat, not the accoutrement.
Oh, the old Wrestle merch. I remember that.
Yeah, Wrestler merch. Which was a company owned by someone inside PWA. That was great. It gave us immediate access to all our merch. It was an awesome time.
Well, I remember when that shut down, it really did like a lot of people were like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm going to do now for how I get my merch. I just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I will say that the guys up here at Kickout have sort of like started to take that mantle and working with some stuff now. So it was really good.
I think
it's
there's a
helped
gap
out
in the market.
people, the guys and girls up here.
Yeah, they're definitely a gap in the market for someone to kind of be that.
There we go.
Big win
She's
for
done.
Jordan. Billy fought, but Jordan got it done.
I'll be honest with you, Chris. Preston hurt himself there. Not going for the schoolboy has hurt him in that match. And Unsocial Jordan is the best in this business at capitalizing on people making mistakes.
William Preston doesn't quite.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell we're not in the room.
No, it's well done. You guys did really well with that.
Incredible first matches here in A block for the PWA Premiership. As you can see,
Michael Lee asked, from memory, Rose, did any of the tapings need to also do alternate endings in case the contestants had to quarantine? No, because the whole tournament was filmed in 2 days, one weekend. Yeah. We got it out early at the start of COVID, and then we drip-fed these episodes one a week for almost 3 months.
Just like that. I've come back, and I've won 2 points in this premiership. When I left PWA 12 months ago, things weren't in shambles, but now we have idiots calling themselves Wrestling Now, Generation Now, and we have some old idiots who can't let go of the past. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the only hope for this company right now. And if I have to bear the weight of PWA on my shoulders, then I will. So you watching, you have one of two options.
Funny, yeah.
You can either fall with PWA, Generation Now, the old guys, or you can stand with SMS.
big. We used to have some devout SMS fans. Wow, is that it? First episode.
That was it.
Wow. Director Ben
might be able to
Anderson,
get-
producer Jordan Lees. Look at this crew. Aiden Jessup, the best sound mixer in town. Love Aiden. Josh Lee. All the camera operators. Heaps of camera operators. Snez, Sarah Newman on photography. Nick Ray, ring announcer. Nicky Gibson. Got some of the others.
Xander did.
Referee Xander Sullivan. And Cameron Ayers, TJ, doing the theme. The old guys.
Oh, let's not do that. Stop.
Come on.
Will you fucking stop?
Yeah, I think Jax has put him in order for you now. What a legend.
Oh, he has to. What a champion.
While we were watching that episode, he sorted it out for us. What a ledge.
What a legend.
Ben Anderson would be a great person to talk to on here on one of these episodes as well, because he was like pretty much the director. Andy Savage asked, do you think this format still has legs now? Could you do it now and maybe release 2 matches a week with the final on a Black Label show? I mean, yes, but what's been interesting about the Premiership since this is that we kind of were able to evolve it. So the first one was a singles Premiership, and then the second one was a knockout for tag teams, and then the third one was a trios tournament. So if we ever do it again...
It changed formats, though, like, tremendously from the first one, because this first one's a round robin, whereas everything else was just knockout.
Yeah, and I think it's just impossible to do with... We only do 8 Black Labels a year now, when we used to do 12. We used to do one every month. And you had also the green labels, which I think was the Academy at the time. Recently, we did them at Mounties, and now they've kind of turned into a touring band of like food festivals, beer food footy, a lot of access to newer crowds. So I think with our format now, to do a full-on round robin like a G1 or of the original Premiership would be kind of tough, I think.
Unless you did the thing like you did the OG one and just get everyone over for a weekend. And do it, and that way you guys, okay, you guys can have a break if you want, because we've got this stuff we can put up online over the next couple of weeks. Do you know what that would be good for?
What's that?
Fucking over the Christmas break.
Yeah.
Where like people don't really go out to like venues that much, and wrestling kind of shuts down from like late November through to like mid-January. It would be great to do one of those, because then you've got that thing where like, hey, no show's going, but if you want to watch the PWA Premiership, for example, that's going to be running over the Christmas break. And our first show back will be the final of that tournament.
I love the idea. I think the reason this one was able to be so intricate and so deep,
plenty of time.
We had so much time on our hands. We had nothing to do. Where getting something like this production out now would be very tough with how... Because you see talent here like Jordan and other people that were in PWA who aren't as around as much anymore. It's because they're so talented, their other jobs become very successful. It's like... It's this weird coming together of all these very smart people, and some of them are like, look, I'm getting paid all this money to be, whatever this other job is. So sometimes, you got to let them go if their career is booming.
Yeah, 100%.
Jamie suggests Mania weekend, which is good. Felt like the Trios one last year became a bit of an afterthought with the final on a Mounties show. That's what I meant. Film it all over a weekend. Drip feed the matches. I don't think people care about spoilers anymore. Yeah, I think it would just be production. This was a mammoth effort by everyone involved.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I think though? I think that you wouldn't have to worry about spoilers, because all you do is have your rookies in the crowd for those shows, and have it just being like, you want to watch the matches, you got to go on to our YouTube channel and watch them. Yeah. Because you can't get a ticket to the actual... You can get a ticket to the final. You want to see the final that we've built up. That's cool. That's in our very first show of the year as like the semi-main, because you're going to kick the year off the way you normally do.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting ideas that you could do with the Premiership. Yeah. It's kind of an established thing. I wonder what they'll do next, because we've done the singles, done the duos, done the trios. Do a faction? do a faction Premiership? I don't know. Like,
do you know what you could do? That freaking years ago in the 80s, maybe early 90s, right in like the death knell of AWA, they did like a Captain's Challenger series where you had teams, and those teams did like tournament matches.
Yep.
And for like your team wins the thing.
That's it. Yeah, like someone represents their faction or their team or something.
Because it was like Sergeant Slaughter's Commandos and like Colonel De Beer's like mercenaries, and do you know what I mean? They all had team names.
What if it's like you can have a max of 4 in your faction, and it's like elimination matches, so they're 1-on-1. But when someone gets pinned, the next member of the faction comes in, and it's who gets knocked out first.
Do you know what you do? You do it like fucking Davis Cup. So each show is a tie. 2 singles and a doubles.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. So you have a tag team and then 2 solos.
Yeah.
I like what Alex Fireheart's saying here. Could you do this format maybe and have it be focused on the younger wrestlers? That's an idea. Like a come up dingoes tournament. But
do you know what the problem is doing with that? Like, it's good, but no one's got an emotional connection to any of them. Whereas if you had like, say, that Davis Cup idea, and you had like maybe your 3 regular roster guys, and they all had to pick a dingo to have on their team, like a developmental player.
Idea. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Faction based.
I know. I'm sorry. I equate this all to like sports and NBA and you bring in a developmental G League guy.
Well, I mean, I think that was the idea behind this, is that we kind of wanted to do a very sports-orientated tournament. I think one of my worst ideas I ever came up with was pitching this as the Tiger tournament. So it's linked to the Balmain Tigers. And I immediately got made fun of for how bad that idea was. And I still get made fun of until this day of how bad. I think it's possibly the worst idea I ever came up with. But the whole idea of being a premiership was kind of a reference to rugby league. Like, you win the premiership. So we wanted it to be very sports. So, for Chris and I, it was our wheelhouse of talking sport, talking statistics and all that stuff. Andy Savage says, I know PWA is really strong on being genderless, but a women's premiership could be incredible. PWA easily has the best women talent in the country. That'd be fun. DJ said like a Survivor Series, but more teams kind of thing. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honestly, that Davis Cup idea, I kind of really dig it.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, it could even be like, say the first round is 2-on-2, the second round is 3-on-3, and you have to pick 3 of your 4, and then the final round is 4 of you or something.
Like, for every show, you have 4 matches, and it is 3 matches. So you have your 2 singles and then your tag team match.
Yep.
In every and if one of them's a draw, then you have to you go reverse singles. Do you know what I mean?
And you thought the Tigers were an appropriate link to the Premiership?
Oh, shit.
Very good.
Hello, Gail.
if there's a way to appeal to casual Aussie wrestling fans liking it to stuff like rugby works, 100%. I think that's one of the biggest connections for Chris and I, is we make it feel like Aussie sport, and that's a big thing for us. I'm surprised I don't see more Aussie tournaments to be for a rugby style shield. Well, yeah, the Premiership is a shield. It's like literally looks like the NRL shield for winning the minor premiership. The thing I'll say now is, because of how many shows we're back doing live stuff, doing a round robin points-based tournament is almost impossible now. It'll just take way too long. It'll take a whole year to get through them if we just did them at live shows. So the second and third premierships were more just a straight knockout tournament. I'd love to do this again one day, and if there's an opportunity to do it, come on, another virus. Well, we'll do it. Oh, I think I just got it.
Wow. So you jinxed yourself.
Do you mind if I while this...
No, I was going to say, how about we... Because I've got a couple of promos in that for things. So I've got like 3 minutes, a 3-minute thing.
Okay.
So a couple of promos for next week's Metro. Mm-hmm. And a bit of a preview also from our chat with the Osborns.
Sweet.
So we'll play that. So then Rose and I can go to the bathroom, get a drink and stuff like that. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes, guys.
What noise did you make if you got thrown out of the Rumble?
Help! Help! Get off me. Get off me. No, cuz I'm slipping, no. Cuz, no. Cuz, no. Cuz I'm slipping, no. Cuz. get fit. Oh, get fit.
All in this platinum Patron every hour. Look, mama, ow, you just like the power. Serve you the truth with all that goody power. Turn, spin my head right round when you go down, You spin my head right.
Look, obviously we've had discussions and thoughts and ideas, some of which we're going to keep close to the vest. But to us, honestly, or at least like speaking for myself, I guess, I'm sort of at the point where I love wrestling in Australia. Like, I love being around here and doing this scene. And to me, every other opportunity is extra and exciting. But to me, it's trying to grow this scene, trying to make the PWA shows and every other show we're on as good as possible and try to give our best workers off every time we're on a show. That's my priority.
Can you believe we're back here again? For some reason, you guys just never learn your lesson. But here we are at the Metro one last time. North Shore Wrestling versus the Dropouts.
And Jessica, you want to get yourself involved? Well, I guess it's my job to take care of you again. One more time, one more spear.
A news flash, I didn't break any rules. This is anytime, anywhere. But you crybabies, you didn't like that, did you? Well, now at the Metro, North Shore Wrestling take care of the Dropouts, and Will Keatis gets what he deserves.
I'm ready to take my shot. I'm MJ Eagles, and thanks to our friends at Jägermeister, I'm ready to take my shot.
And Bonzo, you want to call me a joke of a champion?
What I want to call you is a pathetic pink masked moron who looks like an Oompa Loompa's wet dream. I know that you're a joke, but let's get one thing real straight. Just like everyone entering the King of the Metro PWA Rumble, I'm coming for one reason and one reason only. To win the PWA Heavyweight Championship. The fact that I get to take it from an idiot like you just makes it that much more satisfying.
Wrestle Radio Australia, Australia's longest running wrestling podcast, live every Thursday on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube with Making Chicken Salad. They break down the latest Aussie news, shows, world wrestling news, and call out what was chicken salad and what was absolute chicken shit this week in wrestling. Catch the podcast the next day and follow them on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Just search Wrestle Radio Australia.
You guys have the coolest promos. You got people talking about you and stuff. Man, it's pretty good.
It doesn't hurt.
Can I tell you?
You've got to be around 13 years to do it, though.
Yeah, the grind is real, right? I'm so pumped for the Metro, King of the Metro Rumble, man. I'm super, super pumped for this show. It's going to be a really fun show.
I was talking with Lachlan after the show last night. And you know how we did for the Dropout show, we did the post show?
Mm-hmm.
I think Jeff and I are going to do it, but we're also going to try and cross to Lachlan and Jamie at the actual Metro after the show.
Cool.
So we're trying new shit and trying to just see what we can do there. So I'm really interested in that.
Well, I'll try and be around because I haven't talked to Lockie or Jamie yet, but it sounds like I've got a date to watch Jamie absolutely nail darts at some point. But I'd love to
180.
180, and I'm excited to maybe have some dinner with those boys or something, depending on how long they're in there. So hit me up, Jamie and Lachlan, and hopefully I can be around you guys when you do the live cross and mess with you and ruin the whole thing because that's what I do. But also keep in mind, we
haven't talked to you about it, Jamie, because you went on the show last night.
Keep in mind, this show is sponsored by Jägermeister.
Yeah.
And they have one hell of an after party ready for us. So,
man,
it's going to be a celebration. How many Jaeger bombs am I going to drink? 180.
Yeah. I was about to say that reminds me of my bloody MC days. That is.
It's exciting.
I would sneak out of because the nightclub was in a pub. And there was a drive-through, so I'd sneak out of there, buy a bottle of Jägermeister, and then we would just go to the bar and get Red Bulls.
Hell yeah! Hell
And
yeah,
you're-
I love a
oof.
Jaeger bomb, dude. I love it, but I'm a big Red Bull fiend.
Rough days afterwards. Rough Saturdays.
I am smoke bombing so fast. No, you're not, Jamie. You're coming to the after party with 3 Jaeger bombs, bro. It's going to be a great time. Michael Lee here. Let me just. Michael Lee has a good comment.
Yes.
Continuing on from the tournament brainstorming, I think an extra element to add to the academy students recreating the premiership, but have audiences care, like Todd was saying, is by having the students have a roster mentor a la NXT Season 1. Yeah, that idea of like an established star with a dingo is a really cool idea. That'd be a great premiership. You have to think of a cool name for it. But yeah, that's the premiership's so malleable as an idea. I love it.
Yeah.
Chris and I were pushing this huge at the time of like the idea of like it's got to feel more like sports. This was our chance to kind of be rugby league guys in a way.
All right, get out of the way, wrestling boys. This is how you do sports.
Yeah, we're going to serious now. We're talking stats. We're talking stat. I love a stat. I'm a baseball guy. I jerk off over stats daily. The dingo is my baby. That's good. That's good. You give me. As Chris once said to me about 18 years ago, you know what, Jamie? You can be funny sometimes. He's only said it once to me. All right, let's do
let's get episode 2 going.
Yeah, this is the other side of the block now, so we're seeing a whole different crew of wrestlers. Hey, Jax, if you're still watching, let's bring this theme back. Although all our opening themes are thick. I'm constantly
Revolution.
It is good song. I'm constantly in awe at the evolution of the production, the sound, how we present ourselves musically, visually. Like everyone's talked about it with PWA, but being on the inside, I very much don't get enough time to reflect. That's what's really fun about looking back at this and going like, man, we really actually did this, didn't we? Oh, dude, that dive off the balcony was just... Oh, the hardcore match that Waller had, Ugg as the champ. Oh, man, what a time.
You
what
never
a time.
take me to Bangladesh. We ended up in Saudi.
I'm more of a South Sandwich Islands fan. Shout out Babyface Broadcast. Lord Mark.
Oh, their show this past week was really good.
Yeah, they're hilarious. Like, I got to be on one of their shows to meet them a couple of weeks back. Lovely dude.
Dan and I were talking tonight about it. Because he messaged me just going, "You're a lot fairer than I thought you were going to be."
Wow, you know. Fighting for... Oh my god, Matt Rogers, such a huge human. What champion?
Excuse me.
Jimmy's crazy how young he was. And Live and Lucci, what a stunning man.
That is a missed opportunity of so much talent that just went on his own quest. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy that he's very happy, but such a loss.
By the way, this is probably the same day as the first one, but I've changed clothes. Chris has just stayed with the black and green shirt because it's good branding to keep the black label. Black is the new green. But I'm literally changing clothes in between recordings.
You literally are talking about this.
I'm not a performing seal, though.
Oh, really?
You
Okay,
literally just commented that he's wearing the same shirt and he just said, "I'm not a performing seal."
Before we jump into Block B,
I'm not a performing seal. That's a great answer.
So you are aware.
See, that's the thing about...
Oh, shit. Sheamus.
Sydney just blew up. There's so many moments like that where Chris and I say something to each other just to try and make the other person laugh. Like, on purpose. I remember when we first joined, they asked us to record an episode, a Black Label. The first ever Black Label show was, I think, at Parramatta RSL or something, and we weren't part of it then. And they asked us to go back and record it. So Chris and I Googled every sports result from that year and got it wrong. It's like got everything wrong. We were like, I think the Eels are going to win the premiership this year. This is their year, and they came like second last or something. And so every single stat was wrong just to make each other laugh. And people just listening, going, "These guys were wrong about everything." What's up, Lachlan?
Now that's a stacked block as well.
Oh, dude, B block was crazy.
The dude London, Jack J, Bonza, And Matt
Yes, Andy Savage, Night Tour Coliseum in Melbourne. Lucci wrestled in a wheelchair. One of the funniest matches I've ever seen. That was match of the year. That year for us, that won the award for match of the year.
He wrestled Bobby up here on a PWA show. It was like grand final day when Parramatta lost, so that's still rough to me. But he wrestled Bobby for the Wide Bay Championship in the wheelchair.
He was just the best, man. He was so creative, so good at the character. I don't know why Jude's holding a puppy toy, but
why not?
Yeah, I mean, another thing to check out here as well, chat, is when you see Matt Warburg here, there is almost zero shift from Matt Warburg to Grayson Waller. Like,
yeah,
the character that WWE saw when they signed him was the character they put on TV. And it's something that I will toot the horn about with PWA talent that go overseas, is that it's very, very rare that they change their character. They're almost a fully formed idea, and when people sign them, they're signing that character, which is great to the training of PWA. They nail people's characters.
Yeah.
But like, this is Grayson Waller right here. There's not much difference.
Although he's changed for NFL teams since.
Yeah. Well, he's a world-class troll, this guy. World-class troll.
I think, do you know what, though? I think he's wearing Browns because I'm guessing he would be a real big fan of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
21st century success story.
He's a big Spurs guy too, so I know the final turned him.
Yeah,
he's been a huge Spurs guy his whole life. I had to send him a condolences, and he just responded. He responded with,
fan. Yeah, there you go.
He has the weight as well. He has the reach, but dude, the dude has
Summer
like
Bay.
When he took the name Grayson Waller, I messaged him. I went like Grayson Allen. He goes, "Yeah, you're like the only one who got that."
Yep.
I'm like, there
Grayson
you go.
Allen. I remember at the time when we were talking about it, like Waller makes sense because it's kind of Wahlberg, but you can't do Wahlberg in America because of Mark Wahlberg, blah, blah, blah. And then the Grayson Allen idea was perfect because he was at the time the most hated basketballer.
He was such a troll.
Little rich kid, white boy. I think he was a Duke at the time, and he was just such a dick. Like the moment things didn't go his way, he'd like a flagrant foul someone or lip off at the ref. And Grayson was like, "I know America hates that name, Grayson. They're like when they think of Grayson, they think of little shits like that guy." Genius of him. He just completely built the character around how do I annoy Americans the most, and I mean he's just the king of that. Lachlan, with the like-a-light entrance for Wahlberg is sending me back big time. Yes, we still listen. My girlfriend Zoe knows every word to that song. She can rap it in the car. It's amazing when she does it.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, is Jamie a Spurs fan too? He doesn't want to do it. Yeah, just heads up, guy. You lost the NBA championship. Just a reminder. Yeah, you'll get your championship in the next 5 years. You'll get it. They just need to build a team that's competent around Wembanyama. They're relying too much on a young guy with freak abilities to get it all. And you can get that close to the championship without a full, what I would say, a full stacked team. You're going to win a title in the next 5 years, no doubt. So,
well, I mean, what did New York do? They drafted dudes that are like 7'3".
Yep.
Just to combat Wemby next year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I must admit, I like the guys that we picked, that the Lakers picked up. That undrafted center that wears glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's just Kurt Rambis 2.0. bring him in.
I didn't watch the draft. Who was? Can you tell me anything about the number one draft? Who got it, or what's going on there?
AJ DeBanza.
Yeah,
I wasn't really that into college this year. I think mainly because my team, the North Carolina, are just average.
He's athletic, he's agile, but he's also incredibly strong, and he's got that mean streak.
AJ DeBanza. But they were saying that this draft class was a very strong, like anywhere up to like the 8th pick, you were going to get a good player.
Yeah, Cameron Boozer.
The last couple of years, it's been He went to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Grizzlies at 3.
Yeah, well, that's Carlos Boozer's son.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about him. Caleb Wilson to the Bulls at 4 as well is a pretty good pick for them.
Yeah, well then, Charlotte too, trading Ball away, which was
I don't hate that.
Really shocking. It was that Minnesota team is going to be fun to watch next year.
Yeah.
Are involved, but both get a chance to shine in
New Zealand Breakers, Karim Lopez goes in the first round. Yes, he was the last pick in the first round. New Zealand Breakers player, I think, which is really cool.
Looks to lock in the triangle. He loves this, Rose.
He loves this. He's won him so many matches, but Jude the Dude once again smartly getting out and going back to the pace, but Wahlberg's caught him again.
Makes me think of someone I know who was a manager down around the Sydney area for a while, who played a kayfabe relative of Tom Waterhouse for Easy Heat.
Up on the shoulders goes Jude.
Well, I mean,
very nice.
I know Will Keaters for years was calling out Karl Stefanovic. He might be more free now to actually get involved.
Yeah, wow.
You've been talking much to Wahlberg in lockdown, Chris?
Definitely free. Well, not free, but definitely available.
Yeah.
That escalated really quickly too.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, the one thing I know about media companies like TV stations and radio stations is they live and die by their sponsors. If a bunch of your sponsors don't like what you're doing,
yeah. Well, look at Carl. I'm not Carl. Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle and Jackie.
I mean, we did our radio show for 3 years on Triple M. We took over from Roy and HG in their spot, which is almost the death spot, and we had a #1 rated show, and we still lost our show because they just said to us, "Look, no one knows who you guys are." Like, it's hard for us to sell, Bing Lee sponsorships when no one knows who Chris and Rose are. Like, your show's good and you're getting reaction, but it's much easier for these former rugby league celebrities to be in your position and sell out. The sponsors want, I know who a Bo Webster is. Yeah, that's easy, so that's the way
it's so hard to, for quote-unquote, for guys that haven't had another career somewhere else, for companies to give them time to bed in.
Yeah.
Like,
we got
guys like,
3 years.
I wonder, if guys like American Rosso
Yep.
would have had the same opportunity nowadays.
No. Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So then, you lose those two.
I even think people because the guy who gave us the job at Triple M, his name's Jamie Angel. He's been a radio guy for years. But he was the guy who found Hamish and Andy, Kyle and Jackie O. So he was the king of putting randos together and making them radio celebrities. So we were really excited to work with him because he knew how to make us into something. But then he had to move to Brisbane to do their radio. So we lost him as our mentor. Ooh, the 5-minute warning cruise thing is really cool. Man, that Kobe, so good. Great match this.
I listened to what's it called? Oh God, I don't want to get it wrong because I listen to it every week. Because I don't really look at it, I just hit play.
While you do that, I'll respond to Andy Savage here. Apart from ROH3, the velocities must be the Australian wrestlers most hurt by COVID. I'll see you the velocities and I'll raise you a Mick Moretti. I think one of the biggest heartbreaks about COVID is that Mick Moretti was right on the edge. He had just done a GCW show a couple months before COVID where he cooked, and the people overseas were talking about this face-painted psycho from Sydney, and then COVID hit, and I think his whole window disappeared over that year and a half or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Keep in mind as well, at this time, had Wahlberg won the sword by then? By this, I think he had. He won the second
because in the title screen he was waving the sword around with the Apollo.
Right. So at this stage, Grayson Waller, I think I could say this now. It's been enough time. Grayson Waller and Steph DeLander had both been signed to WWE at this stage, and because of COVID, they had to delay their travel over to America by a year. So everyone in PWA
they're
had
actually
to keep
really lucky. They're actually really lucky that WWE just went, look, it's just not like what happened with poor Brooksy and Slex.
Yep.
They just didn't say, hey, look, timing's not right. We're really sorry, but we're just going to have to pull this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good point, Lachlan. Ugg too. Ugg missed that window too.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of that. They were the next crop after Robbie, Jonah, Brooksy. That went to PWG. It was like Ugg, Moretti.
Yeah, didn't Moretti have opportunities to go, though? Isn't part of the legend that he chose to say, which is the genesis of Now We Conquer? Yes, I would say he made a conscious decision to stay, but I think at the time, overseas, right before this, people overseas were actually clambering for Moretti and asking him to come over and come and do more shows. And obviously, you're open to that as a wrestler, but once COVID happened, I think Moretti, with that window closing, was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm staying here now. I'm planting the flag. But yes, Now We Conquer was around before this, and he was definitely like championing Aussie wrestling. But I think there was opportunities around this time that would have happened for Moretti if COVID hadn't shut everything down. But
yeah,
Waller and Steph were both signed at this time, and they had to wait an extra year, which would have been absolute agony for the both of them, knowing that their opportunity is right there and they can't go anywhere.
And they can't tell anyone about it either.
And none of us could tell anyone too, because we all knew, but we couldn't say a word. And huge props to everyone for not letting any of that leak. But heartbreaking for them.
Yeah. That kind of worked out for him, though.
Oh, it all worked out great. We're very happy.
Kind of worked out for him. Game Changers Radio. That's the one I listen to every week. Podcast with Irene and Craig Bruce. Really good. If you're a radio nerd, it's really good.
I need to get my hands on one of these Generation Now shirts. That'd be hot nostalgia now.
I was going to say they've got to be around somewhere, surely.
I'm sure the old crew have them. I don't know if we ever sold them. I think they were just for the people that were in Generation Now.
You know what though? I reckon that they probably would have on wrestlers merch or wrestling.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I wonder if any fans have them. I don't know.
Look at this setup. Hey.
Look at this setup. They were never sold. There you go.
Okay.
If this was the playoffs, that's game 1. And if you're watching the NBA right now, game 1 don't matter. Game 7 matters. But I'll tell you what, it feels good to get 2 points on the board. It feels good to win. Do you know the only person I beat this year in PWA is a green dingo? That's a straight up joke. But this premiership, this has given me an opportunity to get back to the old Matty Warburg. And I'll tell you what, Jude London, he ain't as big as me, he ain't as strong as me, but he sure as hell hits like it. That's the kind of guy that Generation Now is all about. He brings it every single damn time.
Lachlan wishes he had an OVO play banner. I might be able to make that happen.
And I'm not getting ahead of myself. I've got a lot of matches left. But I'm going to be straight up. I'm keeping my eyes on everyone, including Bracket A. I'd love Kingsley to win. I'd love Osborne to win. I'd love Paris to win.
He was talking about the NBA Finals.
Mick Moretti.
He said Game 1 doesn't matter. It was LA Lakers versus the Miami Heat in 2020. And Lakers won Game 1 and then went on to win 4-2 the whole thing. So he was wrong.
Yeah, they did. Beat Mick Moretti.
Yeah, they did.
I'm keeping my eyes on you, Mick. Matt Rogers, you're next.
I loved the underneath narrative they were able to build in this tournament as well. Like the whole idea of Mick and Warburg were looking past the tournament. Like, I'll see you in the final, bro. They were so confident that they were going to meet in that final. And looking past the tournament almost. You could just build so many stories here.
They changed it up from episode 1. Episode 1, they only had the winners. Oh, no, they had a couple.
No, they did a couple, yeah.
Yeah, they did. Sorry.
Not everyone, though.
Into the PWA Premiership.
Maybe they did.
I wanted to prove myself once again as a singles competitor.
Also, Jude hasn't aged, has he?
Jude did London by now. People know the Groovy Gladiator. I
Maybe
am
some more tats.
a tag team specialist. The velocities have been all over Australia.
Yes, the sword fight build was very cool.
Even internationally. And now we have
sword holders.
Speed Force in PWA. I've been saying Speed Force. Who's going to stop us now? Right now, that's not looking too likely. But
Velocities and Matt Rogers.
Again, it comes down to
the
PWA Premiership.
Yeah, Matt
And
Diamond.
it's all about singles.
I think Matt Diamond was also like Velocities.
Yeah, I love Matt Diamond. I was a huge Diamond mark when I started in PWA.
Tag team wrestler is a great singles competitor to start with.
Oh, I love his videos now where he's like, he buys rugby league cards and like opens the pack and then puts bets on the players. He gets in the pack. It's really fun.
A tournament at all.
He does it every week.
But it's early.
Have you seen that Tiffany Stratton one?
And I'm going to show
What's
everyone
that?
what the Groovy Gladiator
She did
is all about
a pack
by the end of
open,
this
but it was a pack open, I think, of old cards.
one more
and
thing.
she didn't know who Sergeant Slaughter was. She
That's
called
great.
him SGT
I
Slaughter.
wasn't
That's so
too
good.
sure
I love
how to
that.
feel about Generation Now, but this feels pretty right.
Yeah, it's true. At the time, the only two sword holders were Moretti and
The
Warburg.
following contest is scheduled for one
Well,
fall.
talk about a character that's changed
Introducing
here.
First to the ring.
Jimmy.
Yes, I mean Jimmy had such a revamp once the Joker and the Thief stuff with Moretti started. SGT Slaughter.
How do you not know that's Sergeant? I'm sorry, but how do you not know?
Well, you know, sometimes people play the characters that they're most comfortable in, and the blonde might be her wheelhouse. But I'm going to call him SGT Slaughter forever now.
Yeah.
Referee Xander, looking good.
And introducing his opponent.
He's Xander, dude.
All right, fire it up, big man. Here we go. As we'll look at the stats here for Jimmy Townsend, 185 centimeters, 84 kilograms, age 18 only.
LT Smash, anyone?
Looking good, but here comes 2-0, Big Fudge. It's the
Oh, that's right. This was the original Summer of Fudge, where he was unbeatable.
Current PWA heavyweight champion.
PWA heavyweight champion. My champion, your champion. One of the most deserved champions we've ever had. But if you're new to PWA, you'd be like, what the but absolutely deserves the time with the belt, I think, and is just such one of the most creative dudes in PWA, one of the nicest people I've met in PWA. He was one of the first people I got to know. The management at PWA have told me before that this was one of the most fully formed characters they've ever had. Like, from the start, when he presented the Big Fudge character, it was this, and they didn't have to change much about it at all. So he totally understands the character and makes the most out of what he has. Hello, how are you? So good to see you.
We are replete with riches. Hello. Look at this. Look at the struggle put into that.
Very fun. Very funny guy. Very creative guy.
I have a lot of time for Fudge. I think he's a great person.
He used to live with Billy Preston, and that was a fun house to go to. Two very clever dudes hanging out. Jimmy, man. Jimmy's come a long way, dude.
Yeah. In every sort of aspect as well.
Yes. Jimmy was actually, right before he left PWA to go overseas, was a trainer for us. The youngest trainer we've ever had. That's how good he was. That he was already teaching. I think Jess also was the second youngest we've ever had, I think.
I wouldn't be complaining either. It's a fantastic idea.
If we think of the NRL Premiership, Rose, they'd both be suspended for months now for continuous shoulder charges.
That's true. They were illegal shoulder charges. It's a very good point. They're choosing. Okay, I don't think they can.
Fudge, part of the great Oz Wrestling teacher stable.
Okay, this is.
Patty cake.
Wow, what a maneuver! Who's gonna win?
What a maneuver.
Okay, I think we won. We won that. Okay, this is good stuff though. There are two wrestlers.
I reckon Fudge was FWA champion when I went to a show.
He's going to leave.
Xander's like...
Nothing like a referee with a black eye.
That's true. Also, Xander, a lot more in control of his emotions and feelings back then. He obviously hadn't gone on the dark web yet and learned about conspiracies. He was a lot more of a normal guy.
He was a very happy lad up here in Queensland. I don't know what you guys did to him.
What's Sydney for you, man? We're just pricks.
He was one of my wrestle kids up here.
He's great, man.
A lot of time for Zan.
Lovely dude.
Our first ever Pro Wrestling League openweight champion.
It's all Madison's fault. I'm so excited for MJ Eagles, man. I'm so excited for her. I only realized this week that she's partly deaf. I had no idea.
Yeah, nah, neither did I until Jamie told me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Because I think Jamie wanted to do a podcast with her, and she wasn't quite comfortable doing it over video because
Right.
of obvious, which is like completely understandable.
Yeah, totally. It's got to add a whole nother element to how you do a
Yeah.
match, right? Yeah. There's a champion in NXT who's deaf, right, at the moment?
Yes, yeah, the current North American champion.
I love that guy. He's great. Miles
Randy
Bourne?
Orton Jr. Yeah, Miles Bourne.
Yeah, he's got it, right? He's got that kind of Orton thing about him. But I think he's going to be a huge deal. And he's cutting promos, too. Like, he's cutting promos. Oh, no. Fudge is going to tap.
But his speech is a lot more affected than what hers is.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I've talked to MJ and I never... Yeah, I never knew.
It's only if you really listen for it. It was only until after Jamie had said something, I'm like, oh, I can actually hear it now. But not enough that it was like straight away you'd go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Big fun. This is why he's 2-0 in 2020, Chris. Oh, there it is, the schoolboy. Hasn't quite locked it in, though, has he, Rose? Big Fudge. No.
Playing a chat around the
That's
Rule
good.
Show. Ooh, what's the Rule Show?
Big Fudge is a manipulator.
I'll never forget Booker T on commentary saying that Miles Bourne needs to listen to what Ethan Page is telling him.
Yeah. That was my chicken shit for a week. Like, how are you that dumb that a guy is being openly promoted as being a deaf wrestler and you say he needs to listen to what he's saying?
Booker T's a loose cannon. I think you just point that cannon towards where you want to fire and hope it shoots straight. I remember someone reacting to the knowledge Madison has a kid old enough to be a wrestler by saying, I am old. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy. I mean, there's quite a few incredible talents in PWA with children growing up. So be ready. There'll be more.
Oh, do you know what? Like the other week, I was wearing one of my old New South Wales jerseys at work, and the guy's like, "Oh, when's this from?" And I said the year, and he goes, "You realise that's older than me?" I'm like, "Okay, you can fuck off."
Yeah, man, I tell you what, like us being the older guard, there is people that come into sports presentation, our young people that we've hired to work with us, and they were born after September 11,
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah.
That blows my mind. They don't know what that is. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I imagine them like, we would always joke about how young people that were born after September 11th must have learned what it is from like TikTok dances. And then two planes hit the tower. It's like,
Yeah.
like doing dance moves while explaining September 11th.
Look, he's caught him.
Macho Man Andy Savage says, in 17 months, MJ is a big deal and Madison comes out of retirement. What venue do you run and how many could you sell? I'll tell you what match you'll do. The first ever father-son v. mother-daughter match. JT Robinson and Foley Robinson takes on Madison Eagles and MJ Eagles. Class I just finished teaching is younger than Disney's Frozen and they're in high school next year. Jesus Christ. It's terrifying, isn't it?
Ugh.
I know. It's aging, man. It happens. The first one's music. Music always goes first.
Oh, Townsend's going to be satchel.
It was the 20-year anniversary of Hey Ya. I was like, what the hell?
I remember saying it to my one of the younger guys at work. I'm like, I actually feel sorry for you because like the music I grew up with, or I think that I grew up with, is friggin' amazing. Oh, whereas like the music that guys nowadays grew up with, I'm like, I can't imagine anyone listening to this in 20 years.
That's the cycle though, isn't it? Because my dad had the same feeling. He would be like, the music I grew up with, like Led Zeppelin and the Beatles, that was important. The stuff coming out, no one cares what a Foo Fighters is, and you're like, give it some time, you know.
Yeah, I know, but even that, like, I understand Foo Fighters and all that. I don't understand, like, I can't imagine listening to, like, freaking, like, I guess, what, Drake in 20 years, or...
yeah, mumble rap.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
mumble rap.
I think the shelf life of music is shortening for sure, because there's so much coming out. Oh, look, you got streamers. Fudge got streamers. I booked flights for a Madison match, Rip Coliseum 2020. Yes. Funnily enough, Coliseum 2020, the only person we announced for it was Madison, and it was called Thunderdome. That year was going to be a Mad Max theme, and then 6 months later, that becomes WWE's name for their COVID shows.
The actual...
Yeah. I don't know if they got the idea from us or not, but it depends on who you ask.
Hello.
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 Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Hello. Watching when I won that match out there. I'm actually still undefeated. Got a bit of an early lead in the PWA Premiership tournament. Should I be talking into this? Hello? Hello? I should be speaking into this. Thank you very much. I appreciate your assistance.
So he puts it back down.
Immediately puts it back down. What a pro.
Gotta say, 3-0, baby.
I think there was one other announcer, and it was Royce Chambers. Yes, you're right. It was. Yeah, it was Madison and Royce.
We're going to celebrate my big victory.
Good call, Nightmare BC 666 LGT Slaughter.
That's Lachlan.
SGT.
That's Lachlan.
That's right. Well, I do the same thing. I appear with different names. Oh, look, we got candles. I love how Fudge just refuses to use the mic.
I'm going to fall
Fudge
through
is-
the competition in the rest of this tournament because I'm going all the way to the finals and then I'm going to win because that's what Big Fudge does. Big Fudge wins, baby! Oh, excuse my voice. Tastes like victory.
He's the best.
Well,
He's the
I'm
best.
sold. That's my winner of this tournament. He's a great competitor. He lacks a few life skills, doesn't he? You wouldn't believe he's got an electroacoustics degree based on that performance, would you? What a matchup we've got coming up.
Here we go.
The returning
Hang on.
Jack J. Bonza.
There it is again.
Beard up. No, that's not me, Chris. That's Jack J. Bonza. And he's going to go one-on-one with Jessica Troy. The arm
Very
collector in the
short-bearded
first
Bonza.
round.
The following
Yeah.
contest is scheduled for one fall.
One
Introducing
fall.
first.
But before we get to that, Liar Bird Lucci
Okay.
goes one-on-one against
This
full
is an
force
interesting
Matt
match
Rogers.
for Chris and I. This
should be an
was the
interesting one.
turning point in our career and our relationship with PWA. So believe it or not,
And here comes
before
the
this
man,
match,
the force
we
that
didn't know
is
any
full
results
force
to
Matt
any
Rogers.
matches.
The scariest
We didn't ask
player
for
in
them. PWA did not give them to
Every
us.
faction needs
I
Apex
think
Predator Rose
with
and
something as
Speed Force
close
has
knit
it
as
in spades.
PWA, it took us time for them to really
Hailing
trust
from
us
the
to get
Hunter
involved,
Valley, New
which
South
I 100%
Wales.
agree with. We were totally fine with it.
Force.
And then I'll explain why this match changed that
Rogers.
once we
I
watch the
say it
match.
every time, Chris, and there's no exception this time. Everyone freezes when Matt Rogers walks.
I am not in the
You
Brotherhood.
just don't want to be the one he stares
Jamie,
at.
I am
He
not in the
almost
Brotherhood.
ditches them.
JT Robertson.
But I do understand their plight.
Oh, JT looks terrified. Look how terrified JT looks.
Very
I'm a sympathetic ear.
And introducing his opponent.
So up to this point in the, I don't know how many years we'd been doing PWA up to here, we had no idea what any results of any matches were going to be.
You know and love this man, but you've never seen him
Oh, okay. So you got run sheets, but they didn't have results.
Yeah, I think even back then we wouldn't even do production meetings, like going through the show beforehand. We would just show up as the commentators and say what we saw. And they were running the production, which I totally agree with. Like, we were new. And I think when you bring new people in, especially who haven't been trained in wrestling, you don't want to give them too much information because that's how stuff leaks.
Yeah, fair.
Tree Hugger Lucci.
So he was Tree Hugger Lucci back then, not Lyrebird Lucci. Hadn't evolved yet. But man, Lucci was the best. Now he runs a fully sustainable farm, and he has thousands and thousands of Instagram followers, and he's an
Yeah, I was
incredible.
going to say
talented man.
he is a really interesting. That has a really interesting Instagram account too.
Every now and then he just appears at a PWA show.
Yeah.
Just walked up to me, hat low, in normal. He's like, "Hey man," I'm like, "Oh, Lucci!" I'm like, "What the fuck? Where did you come from?" Every now and then he appears, but he is so okay.
Chris Lyrebird Lucci up against Matt Rogers here as he starts off fast. Tell me a little bit about the Lyrebird, Chris.
Well, the lyrebird, it's a native Australian bird.
So what? In between this was being filmed and then you guys doing it, he changed his name
Suddenly, this lyrebird starts wailing on me.
because he was announced as Tree Hugger.
Yeah,
and
he
here he's
must have.
Lyrebird.
Yeah, that's a good point. He must have. Yeah, because they said Tree Hugger, didn't they? Unless JT just stuffed it up. All right. Okay, so big
you want
boot.
to stop a Lyrebird from attacking you, that's a pretty quick way to do it.
Feathers are plucked.
Look at that. That boot has just stopped all of Lucci's momentum. He looks out cold. And what's Matt just... He's going for pump handle. Look out. Huge. Matt Rogers, that could be it.
That's a pump handle wham bam slam. Thank you, ma'am, I think.
And here comes the pin, too. And just like that,
Okay.
it's
Jesus.
done.
We are done.
So, absolute murdering. And they didn't tell us that was going to happen. So we were calling the match like we would call any other match we've just called, based in the original story between the two. And then suddenly the match was over. And we stopped and went, we didn't do that right, did we? And Jax went, nah, let's do it again. So that's our second take at commentating that match. And that's the defining moment when they went, all right, we need to tell you what's going on now, because you need to be aware if a match is only going to go 60 seconds that you get in what you need to get in before. Like our first tape, we were just thinking there was another 8 minutes to go or something. And then
Of course,
bang.
yeah.
So we were
betting
like,
yourself into the match.
Yeah, and then we were like, what the hell? And that was the defining moment of like, all right, record that again, because it's only a 2-minute match or whatever. And we nailed it the second time. And then after this recording, the understanding was, all right, we trust you guys now. We're going to tell you it's too important to hit those moments and then just not tell you what's going to happen. So defining moment in Chris and I's career, that match.
Not with maybe the same swagger that he entered the ring, Rose. Tough night out for Lucci.
Let me have a look.
So Lucci gets absolutely murdered in the first match.
Yeah.
45-second match.
Lyrebird, right? The Lyrebird just copped it full force.
Easy.
Wow, that's more than I expected from Matt.
Do you know what Lucci's Insta is now?
No.
By the way, this replay is the entire match.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
2000. Disappointed.
It's just on my...
Look at how far he threw Lyrebird Lucci there across that ring. A huge statement.
It's not even under Lucci, so I can't.
No, it'd be under his normal name, yeah.
Yeah.
Pump handle slam, sending Lyrebird Lucci into the second round with a loss. Let's hear from him now.
From the Hunter Valley, just turned Lyrebird into a 2020 cab sav.
I know when loss strikes me in the face.
Well,
I
yeah,
lost the
because
battle
it struck you like a motherfucker just then.
has just begun. The metamorphosis that is the Lyrebird.
This must have been the start of the
must
Lyrebird.
do whatever it takes to win.
Alex Firehart says, to be honest, if I was ever in a position to do wrestling commentary, I'd prefer not to know who wins and just want info on who everyone is. 100%. I would say it's more fun calling it real time. And not knowing. As for me, as a commentator, I have a lot more fun. But with how much PWA leans into those moments of a champion winning or that commentary, whenever a champion wins a title or something, I'm always leaning into that moment because I know that's going to be used in a promo later. So for us to get our production out, it's unfortunately I need to know certain things and certain timings of certain things. But if I could, I would not know anything.
I hated this. I hated the arm. I still love the music.
Yeah.
I wish you still used the music.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
PWA.
Yeah, and this is pre-Solar PWA.
Yeah.
This was the PWA champion, which was the women's title at the time, and then that evolved into the Soul.
There's actually a human arm encased inside the lucite there.
Right, have we seen ring announcer PJ?
Even if not the exact result, it's so much easier to commentate a match knowing what people involved are going for. Yes, 100%. Context is king. And the reason Chris and I are able to nail those big moments is because I've had time to think, all right, what do I... When I get told Ricky South is beating Ugg for the title tomorrow night, I go home and my study is, what do I say when that moment happens? I need to be ready for that because that's going to be used in promos for the next 6 months. So that stuff's really important. That's pretty much the only thing I come prepared with is hitting that moment at the end of a match. If someone wins a King of the Metro or a Coliseum sword, I need that win to bang real hard.
Yes, Osborne did.
Yes, this was the last PWA reign. Yes, and when it became the Soul, Osborne won the belt. It was the first Soul champion. Another shout out, the designer of the Soul of PWA title belt is Mick Moretti. Incredible design by Mick Moretti. He's a very talented artist, and he designed that belt. And it has an eagle in the middle with a gem that was green, that was supposed to represent the dingoes and where you come from. He put a lot of thought into, the eagle's got to be in the front for the Eagles family. Then the gem represents the dingoes. There's a full story that I'd love to talk to Murdy one day about how that soul belt was built.
I know the second Riot City Wrestling belt was designed by Andy Roy, who wrestled as Voodoo.
Cool.
And I helped design their current tag team champions before I left.
Sick. Nice. What company? Say again.
Riot City.
Oh, Riot City.
Still, it would not be unfamiliar territory for two members of the nations to find themselves up in some
see these belts.
Well, they changed them all now. Well, not all of them.
The
But
nations, right? Is that they're a unit that work together, but also they are familiar.
the very first Riot City one looked like the absolute shit. Their belt, it was terrible.
There's not an argument in a match in a tournament like this. There's no disagreement.
Yes, all the spelling on the belt is correct, sir.
And when the match is over, they will bump fists just like they did before the match. And that's the respect that the nations have. And
Riot City Grand Championship? That's a cool looking one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's after my time.
It's great to see Jessica Troy as well back as our champion. And this is going to be a really, really interesting one because you've got a technical master in Jack J. Bonds. And look at this pin. But then you've got the limb work of Jessica Troy.
I'm so upset that Jess dropped the MCW belt. We never saw her again, except an OPW co-promotion against Triple A's Lady Flammer. Is it Flammer? Flammer?
Yeah.
3 years later. Yeah, I don't know how that works.
It's hard. You know what? It's hard with Jess too. So I get a feeling she just doesn't like traveling that much.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because I would imagine if Jess wanted to travel and really get out there, she probably wouldn't be here anymore because she's that good a worker.
Yeah.
To be selected as part of the Red Nation for her own merits. But it'd be a fairly quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had that conversation with Jess. I wouldn't know.
But she's legitimately one of those people that, even before there was a real less of a line between men's and women's wrestling, was still in my top 5 wrestlers in the country. You know what I mean? Maybe one of the only ones who wrestled consistently in Australia. Who I was like, yeah, well, she's one of the best workers in the country.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
How quickly he raised that leg there. He knew that was coming from Jessica.
Yeah, she's special, man.
He's clearly trained a lot, taught a lot about their moves. He knew that was coming.
Was the Sam feud him arguing that it shouldn't be a gender exclusive title, or was that someone else who made that point in a promo? I don't know. I don't remember that.
Taught me everything I know, but he hasn't taught her everything.
I don't know if you're maybe conflating that with the MCW one.
Might be the MCW one, yeah. Because I don't think we were fully on board, and our fan base was fully on board with the intergender stuff when we did it.
The excitement that all stable and rational wrestling fans like me feel for Generation.
MCW have also been a lot more reliant on Melbourne women since. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Which is great.
Yeah, and it's smart. It costs you less money to fly people in.
Sure.
The best for the nations and everyone to be competing. Look at it. This is interesting. That's something you don't normally see from a Bonza. You know what I mean?
It's also too this was a time where the nations were still kind of a thing and very highly respected at the time.
Yeah,
it was cool to have Bonza and Troy, 2 nations members, go at it.
Work going on from Bonza here, Rose. I mean, he sort of.
Delta was the next champion they flew in every month until she moved away. Yeah, I remember the last time I was in Adelaide, Delta was there. Sorry, what's her name now?
Zaria.
Zaria was there, and we went to Villies afterwards. I turned to Zaria.
That's where you go in Adelaide.
Because that's where you go. It's great. I love that place. And I turned to Zaria after the show. I was like, oh, so what time's your flight? And she goes, I live here. And I was like, oh, shit, really? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not know. I felt like a total idiot. She just laughed. And she just goes straight to Billy's in the makeup. So she's just sitting there eating a poached egg at 2 in the morning with
the war paint on. Yeah.
It's really fun.
Overpowering the smarts.
Feeling it a little bit in his left arm. He's got a fair brace on that arm, hasn't he, there, Rose?
It is. It's true. He does. And you know what's
even though the current MCW Women's Champion is a PWA homegrown talent. Shout out Shay. It's Shay, right? Yeah. Respect. Love that girl. She's the best.
Stone cold when it
comes breakout star.
Just got engaged too. Congratulations.
He's hard to read. I had dinner with him once and ended up reading the menu because I was getting nothing from him.
Look at this submission here by Bob.
We're all getting old.
I'm just terrified of how many weddings I'm probably going to have to go through.
I still remember the first time I saw Kai, and I told him, stop trying to be Shinsuke Nakamura. There's already one of them. It was when I think he was still wrestling for AWF and Greg.
Ah, yes.
So Greg was well into, yes, keep doing that, it's awesome. I'm like, stop doing that.
Shout out the happy couple.
Yes.
The people that I respect, or maybe despise, but I definitely oppose.
Given what the process of taking that paint off might be, I can see why she just went out with it still on. I mean, it looks sick. Like, even if she just, when she's in normal gear ordering a poached egg at like 3 in the morning, you are the raddest person in this room right now. I'd love to, you could even just go to a nightclub with it on and no one would blink. It looks unbelievable.
TNT with great ideas? No way. See, you say that, but like, without him, there'd be no Bonza, there'd be no Shazza, there'd be no Mick.
So many. I can't believe how many people in PWA started there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. You can always tell because of like how corny their names were. Like Shazza.
I've never met TNT. I don't know him, but you got to give respect to that. Like, pretty much the pillars of PWA all came from there.
Yeah.
You got to pay respect to that.
That's a fair appendage.
That is a large arm and a very prized
Talking about Greg with Danielson was yeah, it was.
My biggest influence is Birdman.
Well, it should be.
Yeah. I'm working on my Birdman. You know what I mean? Bloody hell, need more chairs. How am I doing?
I remember hearing a story about him legitimately crying when somebody beat him for his belt.
Oh no, I love Birdman. He's a great dude. I love him.
I must admit there are worse of them. There are worse.
The arm collector.
The only thing that bums me out is that like AI's kind of taken the. Birdman used to have to say stuff at his promos. Now he can just use AI a lot, where he used to be like bloody fat cats, you know what I mean? And now it's just all these weird videos. I wish he'd go back to just cutting promos.
I've got this real inkling is that is how he sees the world.
Yeah. Like,
that's what it's just like a normal promo to him. He doesn't actually realize that it's psychedelic, and I just think it's a normal thing for him.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I'm a fan. I love his energy. Never met him. I never met any of these people. Like you said, I'm the Forrest Gump of Australian wrestling.
Yeah, you probably have met him. That's the problem.
Yeah, probably. That's funny.
Shoulder, then
God.
elbow to stop the momentum. He went to throw Jessica.
Camera's freaking out.
She stopped him. Bonza a bit stunned here. They're going for the arm. Beautiful.
We're not giving enough respect to how good this match is. But,
no.
I mean, it's Troy at Bonza. I mean, like, what do you expect?
She's got to try and get
this
that
is what these watch-alongs are, though.
Yeah.
If you want us to call commentary, then we should have just been quiet and let you call
Yeah, let me talk. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
You can see
absolutely
the look
just dropped
She's in
her.
trouble here, Chris.
She's in distress and agony right now, Rose, but she's actually able to reverse that.
Into a pin. That's very smart. Forcing Bonza to release the submission. This is two incredibly smart competitors here, going back and forwards. And Jessica Troy trying to get the Fujiwara armbar on. Bonza smartly, he knows that's coming, rolls through.
How do you get an armbar on someone whose arm looks like a leg?
I know, right? Oh.
Bonza into the pin. And a kick out by two by Jessica Troy.
That is phenomenal from Troy Rose. That power bomb.
Nightmare. We're not respecting how hot that thing is, pointing at the sun. Yeah, man, obviously.
And I think all the
you gotta look straight at it. Twice.
Bonza's a little bit frustrated. I thought he had that. Any other competitor?
Birdman, you're my favorite wrestler.
That's show over. But Jessica Troy is not
you're the best wrestler. No one's better than you, Birdman.
Bloody
right. Swin Trump meant Birdman.
I'm Trash Bag Police. It's me.
I like the new gimmick. I think it's great.
At least he's embracing it.
Yeah, I love that.
1 minute warning here.
It's like when that chick on Survivor called Waller an actual idiot, so he just made shirts that said actual idiot and Maddie Waller.
Yeah.
Genius.
We had a venue up here called the Zoo, right? And it was like it used to be it's a band joint and all that shit. But for the ring we had, the roof was pretty low, and there was a ceiling fan in it. And during one of the shows, Xander dropped off the top rope to hit drop kick on somebody and smashed his head right into that ceiling fan. Like, and it was big. Like somebody had filmed it and it became viral. Like it went around the thing. So he brought out at the next big show a T-shirt saying Xander's biggest fan with a ceiling fan on it.
That's great.
And sold the shirts out.
Very smart.
6, 5 Bonds to his feet. The count stops. Jessica's to her feet.
My favorite wrestler is SGT Slaughter. Nobody wrestles like SGT Slaughter. He's a great wrestler.
Therefore,
I walked in, I said, wow, he's a great wrestler.
a draw.
Yeah, nations to the limit.
Got to their feet,
Love it.
ready to get back at
He
it.
said,
At the
sir,
time
he
limit
said,
was
sir,
called.
sir, you're not a maggot, sir.
Bonza seems content with that.
What a wrestler. I walked in, I said, wow, what a wrestler. Bonza furious there. I love how he just leaves.
But both seem surprised by the
I saw Robbie bump his head on the roof at the Crocs today. Yeah, I was there for that. And did his 450 splash anyways. Mad bastard. Yeah, dude. Yeah, there is not much in this world that can get in the way of what Robbie Eagles wants to do. Like, if he's going to send it, get out of the way. Like, he's going to send it.
First round of the tournament, Jessica Troy. I was there for Jess's first training session. I've been there for a lot of her progress. She's part of the Nations. I've tagged with her. It's the first time I've wrestled her. Someone 10 years my junior holding me to a 10-limit draw, time limit draw, nearly beating me. She's going to be one of those people that we're going to take as many photos with her now to prove that we knew her once when. Coming back to the tournament, I didn't really enter to win. It's more about generation now. It's the other thing about Jess is good that she's in that age bracket, but she was smart enough to still respect her elders, still respect everything that we built before we got here. So, PWA Premiership, it's going to be interesting.
Interesting.
It seems okay with things, right?
Yeah,
That really wasn't a promo such as it.
No. I think you're right. That was more reserved than I assumed. From But once again, what an
Still wearing a White Sox hat all the way back then.
We had a victory by
Probably the same hat.
Unrelenting. No, I'm like Batman. I've got like 10 of these, bro. Don't worry about that. Anytime I walk past the store and they're selling White Sox hats, I'll buy at least 2 to 3 because I have like a whole collection.
It's funny, I was looking for a hat to wear tonight. I wanted to find one because I've got plenty of Boston hats. And I've just realised I've got like 20 Parramatta hats. I'm like, I really do have a lot of Parramatta hats now, don't I, babe? It's like, yes, you have a lot of hats, period, Todd.
Time limit draw isn't good enough for me. Yeah, Bonza's my trainer, but I expect better from myself.
Rose's lying, his head just looks like that, yeah.
I don't care about beating him. I don't care about beating anyone. I want to collect arms. Jude London, our match. PWA champion against one of the tag champs. It's me against your arm.
I don't think there were tag champs at the time. I think that was a mistake. I think
Yeah, wasn't
Kai
it?
come out with a tag belt? Yeah.
Kai was the champ.
I think Jess is a good promo, but I think she's good when she says less. Like, that is good. Like, that's the amount of...
Yeah.
She doesn't need to talk a lot. Just like one of the best promos she ever did was that one for Chevs and Troy that in the cage. She was like, Chevs, you're fucked. Like, that's all you need to say with a Jess sometimes.
Yeah, of course. You don't want to over talk sometimes with that sort of stuff.
I think she's better, like, just to the point. I like when she does that. Like Fireheart said, the AWF thing is interesting in terms of all the wrestlers who started there, because I swear it seemed like that TNT just finally went, all right, you guys can work other places. Or he might have doubled down on wanting people to only work there. And then a bunch of people just jumped to PWA. That was before my time. So I don't know any of the story there. I just know a lot of the wrestlers started through him.
Yeah, I have a feeling it was probably more option 2 than option 1.
Okay. Yeah, right.
That they just sort of like outgrew what they were going to do, and they kind of knew that they weren't going to go anywhere but what they're doing if they stayed there. Like, there are places like that around the country, unfortunately. Like, you just know that you're not going to really get any further unless you go out. And especially, like, back in those days, there wasn't a hell of a lot of choice. So, like, branching out on your own like they did with PWA, was them. Like it was the same with in Adelaide with Riot City. That was Matt and Chris Basso, like branching out from joint promotions or Rampage, all of that sort of stuff.
Jag and the whole deal, yeah.
Yeah, they sort of went different ways.
Yeah.
Which, like, in the long run, paid out for both of those guys.
Cheers, buddy DJ. Love your work. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, interesting. I mean, a lot of that's before my time, and like I said, I'm staunchly PWA and a bit of a Forrest Gump about it. But yeah, I mean, we've kind of been, I guess, kind of lucky in Sydney that we've kind of found our own space and then been able to keep it as PWA. Like, there's other Sydney companies, but I mean, I don't think there's ever, in my time, in the almost decade I've been with PWA, there's been another company that's tried to go, we're going to like compete with you, which is a blessing, because I know there's other cities like Adelaide where there's two competing companies trying to do shows.
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays it's a lot more amicable than what it used to be.
That's what I hear.
Like it used to be, like you just didn't do anything. You didn't go to another place. You didn't do that. You didn't work other places ever. You stayed. Like when I started, you were just like you were Riot City, or you were Rampage, or you were like Snake Pit. And if you didn't do that, then like you couldn't work more than one joint. Put it that way. You just didn't. It just was one of those things that wasn't done. So that, if anything, that's really helped because it gets like people get more experience working different places.
Yeah. Jamie makes a good point. Any company that Robbie calls home will always be the top promotion in town. I would even say any company that Eagles calls home. So Madison and Robbie kind of like are almost the beacons for that stuff. And you see it with someone like Jimmy Zero. Like he wants to be trained by Rob.
Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you? You train someone who's like a permanent roster member in New Japan, for Christ's sake.
I mean, you could there's an endless amount of information you could learn from both the Eagles.
Yes.
Fireheart. Funny thing is, it took me until early this year to finally attend a PWA Australia show. But I've known about them since the PWA Elite days. What show was that, I wonder? Coliseum, maybe?
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's cool.
I actually, I don't think I have been to a PWA show. Not one that I went to the one at the Gold Coast, which I wasn't on. But
I thought you were on that.
No, not the last one. Mitch was, but I wasn't.
Oh. You were on one though, right? At some point?
Yes, yeah. I managed Tim and Solomon against Velocities.
Oh, Solomon. Love Solomon.
Not booked, brother. That's right, I wasn't booked, brother.
We've got to get you to something in Sydney at some point, for sure.
Yeah.
Bangladesh Championship Wrestling. Nah. I've never been to an MCW show somehow. Yeah, I don't think I have either. I mean, the only MCW one I've been to is when we did Coliseum at the Thornbury with MCW.
I was at the one before the WWE show. The Robbie and Gino title match was just fucking amazing.
It's interesting to see Longman's never been to an MCW show.
Yeah, that's actually shocking.
Yeah, Zach Coliseum was a very fun weekend. That was very surreal weekend, that one. I've seen the PWA heavyweight title defended live, but that was on a PWA Queensland show back in 2008 where Mikey Broderick defended the double crown of that and the PWA national title against Coyote. Crowd was so loud for that Robbie Gino match.
Yeah, that is the loudest I've heard a crowd bite on a falsie ever.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was there. Mind you, I was fairly oiled because
soused.
Yeah, Cremator saw me and just kept feeding me gingies all night.
Nice,
so
very nice. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the loudest crowd I've ever heard is in PWA. When it was revealed that Ricky South was the third man of Black
I was about to
Shirt
say,
Group,
yeah, that was a big pop.
My God, the roof absolutely blew off that place when he hit that leg drop. Fun fact, when he drops the leg and that crowd goes crazy, Chris and I recite exactly what Bobby the Brain and Old Mate said when Hogan was the third man. The night before, I watched the footage and just wrote out the entire script of what they say and just changed Hogan for Ricky South. And no, I don't think anyone noticed, but to us, that was hilarious to do exactly word for word.
I think the loudest one that I've like been a part of that I wasn't like actually working the match was I was the ring announcer. It was a Riot City show. It was a guy called Damo, who was like this complete underdog. Like think like Big Fudge, but shorter, like really small.
Okay,
like he was just Puppet? Well, a little bit bigger than Puppet, but not much bigger than Puppet. But just a complete underdog character, like Damo, and he was in this program with a guy called Brad Smythe, who's like uncle was Phil Smythe, natural athlete, unbelievable worker. Like doesn't work anymore, but he was an unbelievable worker, so very good, and so good at being an annoying shit heel that he just bullied Damo for the longest time, and it was like your contract is up at the end of this month. If you don't win this match, like I have put it in your contract that it will not be renewed. And when I got in the ring to like announce him and give him his contract, the ring was shaking with how loud the crowd was.
Wow.
To the point where like I hugged Damo, I went, holy fuck. And yeah, Damo too is one of my dearest friends, even to this day. Like he's one of my groomsmen. That's how much I love the guy.
Wow, that's great.
So, yeah.
There's some good ones in the chat here. Jamie says crowd was real loud for Matty's Coliseum win. Yeah, there was an almost a Wahlberg wins or we riot type vibe in that Coliseum. I haven't seen that. The only thing that's come close to that is Braxton last year about how badly people wanted something to happen. Andy Savage at MCW, the Delta Pop became something on a whole other level at Thornbury Theatre. Her conquering Jarvis is the biggest pop I've experienced there, almost like the Road Warriors pop of Australia. I've heard stories about the Delta Pops.
Yeah.
And that's why WWE basically came down just to sign her.
Yeah. I was told that when they did that tryout, it was basically just a way to look at Delta and not make it look like we are just coming to look at one person.
Pretty much. Is Jamie claiming that the Wahlberg winning the sword made him cry? That's a great moment if that's got you emotional.
It was when Robbie Thorpe abused Lachlan.
Oh, that's why.
Tears of joy.
I cried when Ricky won the belt off Ugg because Ugg had just held it for so long and Ricky so deserved that. I was so happy for him. And then I'm trying to think if when Grayson left, it wasn't on the air. It happened after the show, but he said goodbye. We'd been feuding for years. We had just not got along. There was even times where we'd have watch-alongs of the Wrestle Kingdom at a pub in the city, and the moment I'd walk in, Wally would go, "Fuck you, Rose!" I'd go, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" And we're like getting into a verbal argument in pub and staying away from each other the whole night. But at the end of that show, he said goodbye to the crowd. He said, "I'm going to WWE," and everyone's like, "What?" Like it just came out of nowhere. No one knew. And then he was like, "See you later." Walked up, gave Chris a hug, and I expected him just to leave after that. And he turned to me, extended his hand, pulled me in, gave me a hug, and said, "We're good." And I was like, I just bawled my eyes out. Like, I cried so hard.
I remember I legit cried when Mitch beat Robbie because I was just so proud. I was legitimately so proud of him. Yeah. That even talking about it now, I'm fucking tearing up thinking about it. I was so proud of him.
The journey, right? Yeah, you're so
that
proud.
I fucking like I and honestly, like speaking like behind the curtain, Mitch and I still till that bell rang thought there's no way Robbie's putting us over. It's Robbie Eagles. Something is going to happen, and New Japan at the last minute are going to say, "Hey, you can't do this."
Yeah,
and we're going to fucking like it just won't happen. So we were kind of like, yeah, when this happens, we're going to be fine with it because we kind of expect it to happen. And legitimately, it wasn't until that bell rang, I was like, he fucking did it. Holy shit, he did it. And you legitimately, like, if you ever watch the video, you see me crawl into that ring and I fucking grab him, like grab his head. And we do this thing where we fucking just touch foreheads. Just because I was so fucking proud of him. And I'm like, I'm like, brother, I am so fucking proud of you.
That's beautiful.
And it was
That's
just
what
like,
it's all
yeah,
about,
it was,
really, isn't it?
Oh, it was one of those moments that like you can't, like I can't describe the feeling. Because it's just like, it's one of those ones where like it stops being a work because you're so like invested in it, like emotionally invested in it. I'm emotionally invested in him doing well.
Yes,
and that's so that's why it's like it just. I'll see if I can find it. I'll pull it up because it really
do that.
was.
I'd love to see that. As Alex Fireheart says, as someone who doesn't follow Aussie wrestling as much as I'd like, even watching Tuckman win the solo PWA title at home on YouTube definitely got big emotional reaction out of me. My God, that room was emotional for that. And I think it's the way Rob and Tucky told that story, right? Like, Tucky won the belt real quick in like 10 seconds against Unsocial Jordan. The shot heard around the world and became champion, almost shocked everyone. And then lost it in the most brutal of fashions to Robbie, like absolutely got murdered, made an example of. And it made everyone in PWA go, no, I'm not happy. Tuckman's my champ. I want him to come back and win that belt again. And it took a year for him to get back to that spot and face Robbie. And Robbie just had a year reign of terror, like just murdering everyone. Almost the most Healy Rob I think we've ever seen. This kind of arrogant attitude of like, these young kids have no idea how hard we've worked, which is kind of based in truth. A lot of young people come through now and they see Black Label and they're like, oh, this is what wrestling is in Australia. It wasn't for a long time. And those
it's
pillars
kind of
at
that
the
thing
top
too,
kick
like
shit.
when I would like, sort of like in some places where I would take over the book, and they'd be like, because I'm on like, okay, what do we want to? What's our objective here? They're like, oh, I want to be as big as PWA. Like, well, you realise that took 20 years to happen.
Yes,
that wasn't an overnight thing. So, like if you're in it for the long haul, that's great. But please don't expect, like, in a year and a half to go, why aren't we as big as these guys now? Because that's not the way this shit works anywhere.
Yeah. Yes. And like, I agree with Jamie as well. Just as PWA title win almost got me too, all the PWA women's history callbacks. I think in the company there was tears for sure after that show, because I think we'd realized we'd crossed over into a new space. Like we took a long time to crown that first heavyweight female champion. And we put, when Jess won it, I think that was like, oh, right, here we go. Like, we're going into new territory. This is something we've never done before. And there was emotion. And again, like you said, like the pride, just so proud of Jess that she's able to do that and pull it off. Tuckman was in the Ron Miller special for over 5 minutes and the crowd was eating up every second of it. I've never seen anything like that. You talk about walls shaking and stuff. My God, those two guys. And when he came out to What About Me, so good.
Yeah.
Look at this, Eagles, Mitch.
Going up again. The leg of Ryder.
Black Label ain't no Kasula powerhouse. Oh man, that 450 on the knee is just crazy,
it's
dude.
one of my favorite moves.
Yeah. It just screams Eagles. Look at this pin. Oh! I love that finish.
Yeah. And there's one thing, like I vowed, like we did a promo beforehand where I told him I'm not going to help you, because I believe you can do this on your own. This is like the start of our babyface turn. See, look.
Oh, man. It's beautiful.
What does this mean? What does this mean for the future of PWL? What does this mean for Pro Wrestling League?
Good camera side there, Mitch. Nice work. He found that camera immediately.
He's a good lad.
Yeah, he's good.
He's like, get me up, please. I'm gassed as fuck.
Funny chatting to Robbie at the PWA show in February. He complimented the shirt I was wearing, saying, nice to see someone who knows their wrestling. And I was like, not as much as I'd like. And he joked, more than some of my trainees. It's not easy being trained by Rob. He expects you to be as good as him, which is just almost impossible. So
yeah, how do you do that?
yeah, he has very high level. Yeah.
And he's sending Todd Eastman out of the ring. Blink and you would miss it finish there.
That's beautiful, man. That was awesome. That embrace you guys had.
Yeah, that was shoot. Like that honestly was shoot. This was our babyface turn too.
Right. Yeah. Nice. Just following on the Jess thing, Jamie says, particularly because Jess wasn't the first female challenger. Shaz and Steph DeLander came up short, but Jess got there, made it more special. Yeah, I remember that too, because you were able to build the conversation of like smashing. I remember even like Shaz's promo against Ugg was her like with a big Ugg bone smashing through a glass ceiling. Like they had this awesome promo where they were almost hinting at like, she's going to get it. She's going to win it. She's going to be the first female. And then when she didn't, it made people second guess everything we were doing going forward.
Mm. Now, we just won control of, or half the company, or control of the company, half the control of the company.
I like the room. Lighting's good. Looks great. But just Total Win was at Zach Coliseum. That room lit up. People didn't want to leave. It was quite uplifting seeing such universal joy. And yes, and when Zach won the sword, he's like, maybe I'll come back and challenge your champion, Jess. And the room went nuts. Like, yeah! I thought Shaz was a shoo-in. So did I. I think that was, yeah, we didn't know results back then, right? That's pre-Premiership COVID, what we watched. So yeah, we had no idea. Para Magazine and overall history, even Madison never got it. She definitely challenged back when she was active. Yeah, Madison should have won it.
Just for a second, all
right? Shut up, Todd!
You know what we've been here from the start with you, right? And all we've wanted the whole time was some respect. I know you might have liked how we went about it, but that's all we ever wanted. And we...
Yeah, this one chick's saying fuck you, Todd, repeatedly.
Second, please. All we wanted was your respect. That is it. And we are smart enough to know that we don't trust each other to run this place. Alright? So I'm going to give you this contract back.
PWA titles always had a habit of sticking to the champ, even when the challenger team was trying to take it. Nice
from Mitch McCarthy there.
Ugg defending it against Wallace still shocked me. It shocked
really
everyone.
Impressed with Eastman's decision there. I'm not sure what's happening. Why the lights are out.
Lights out? Oh my God.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute! What's going on?
Is that who I think it is?
No! Wait! No! Wait! No!
That was kicking metal for a second.
No, he doesn't win everything. It just seems like it. It just seems like
great footage.
Yeah,
I'd still watch Madison win the title now. I really thought she might come back as a jealous heel to challenge Jess. I mean, you never know with Madison. I mean, she can make the decision tomorrow to be back and that she's in the mix. You know what I mean? But
that's going to be so frustrating when you've got like technically one of the best workers in the country. If she wanted to be, well, like if she wanted to be like active, and she's just like, no, I'm right, watching these guys and helping out. And
I think, yeah, I mean, as a fan of wrestling, I wish she'd wrestle more, but knowing the person and how much she's still involved in the creative of PWA and the deciding of the long-term direction of the company, how much she helps the people coming up. Like every show that I'm at and she's there, she doesn't get a free moment. Every person is coming up to her and asking her opinion on something at some point and giving them little pointers and tips. Hey, when you do that, just take a bit longer here, da-da-da. She really is like a beacon for PWA. So as a fan, yeah, I'd love more Madison, but as a member of PWA, I totally understand why she's not wrestling. She's mum. She's got a family. She's got heaps going on. But to have her there is like such an invaluable resource. She just knows so much.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like Lachlan says there. Like, I like as much as you want to, you'd love to see her wrestle again. It just matters more that they're happy.
Yes, I've resigned myself to never seeing another Madison match. If it does happen, I'll go ballistic. But as long as she's happy being one of the best coaches on the planet, I'll take it. It's an absolute fair point. I think that's kind of how I feel. It's like she has so much respect in this industry. So she can do whatever she wants. Would I like more Madison Eagles? Hell yeah. Especially with her daughter kind of jumping around now. But like, it's totally up to her. I don't think anyone would expect her to do anything she doesn't want to do. In hindsight, I'm glad I've seen Madison live before, thanks to PWA Queensland bringing her up for the first show I ever got to attend. Yeah, I still need that Madison interview. I'll see what I could do, but the Punisher is the Punisher. She does what she wants. Like, no one's gonna. She says no. That's the end of the conversation.
Yeah,
but I'll see what I can do.
Jeez. Well, that'll do it for the first 2 episodes of the PWA Premiership.
That's fun, Todd.
This was real fun. Like I love hearing the behind the scenes stuff, the stuff that actually happened when you recorded. The fact that you guys weren't even at the building, you did it all at the Wrestler House and all of that cool stuff. I love. See, it's all that shit that makes this awesome. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes what we because we barely we watched the matches and that was cool, but it was just talking about stuff around that was great.
Yeah, I think it's why I was so excited for this, because it is a big secret that we've never really revealed of how the Premiership was put together. And I remember people at the time watching going, this is really impressive. How are they doing all these replays? And we're just like, well, can't tell them. And it's cool that years later now we can come back to it and kind of tell those stories. And like you said, when you mention it to guys around like the Osborns and stuff, and when I talked to the bosses and said, am I cool to tell these stories? They were like, oh yeah, hell yeah. I have so many memories of this and that and this and that. There's so much that happened for this to come.
Maybe there's like a 5-6 year moratorium. Like you're allowed to talk about it after 5 or 6 years. Until then, it's like, no.
What's that thing is like the 7-year rule in wrestling, right? Like there's new fans every 7 years, so you can do another Punjabi prison match every 7 years, and then before people realize they hate it. So we've passed the copyright now. Like it's public domain, and we can talk about the reality of what. But like what a unique time for PWA, and it makes me so proud to look back and see that we actually pulled that off. Like crazy, but hopefully going forward we can get some more people that were involved in it to give their perspective. Because
that would be great.
Show. Yeah,
that would be great. That will do us for this watch along. Remember, early next week, we have the interview for the Osborns going up on YouTube, and it'll be going up on all your podcast catches as well. Our review for next week will be the MCW Ballroom Brawl that is happening on Saturday night. So do check it out. I believe, and I person I talked to from MCW said they're aiming for it to be up on YouTube on Sunday night. So get around it when it's up there, because we will be talking about it this coming week on the show. And then there won't be a watch along on Friday night, because Saturday night we'll be doing the post show to the Metro.
King of the Metro Rumble next Saturday night on YouTube Live. This is one of our biggest shows of the year at the Metro Theatre in the heart of Sydney City CBD. It really is right in the centre of the city. Sponsored by I almost said sponsored by Nickelback. Sponsored by Jägermeister. You've caught me. While critics targeted their radio-friendly sound, the universal internet hatred of Nickelback traces back to a very specific origin. A 2003 promo on Comedy Central. Comedian Brian Posehn joked on the show Tough Crowd that bad music makes people violent, but listening to Nickelback makes me want to kill Nickelback. Nicolas Cage bought the first appearance of Superman Action Comics for $150,000, which was stolen, recovered 11 years later in a storage locker, and sold for $2 million. And finally, Nicolas Cage once woke up in the middle of the night to find a naked stranger sitting on the edge of his bed, wearing his leather jacket and eating a fudgesicle. Enjoy the Rumble next weekend, guys.
So until then, on behalf of my good mate Rose, this is Todd Eastman, and we will see you guys. Well, I'll see you on Tuesday or Wednesday when we put up the thing, but we'll see you next Thursday night for Making Chicken Salad. Until then, look after yourself.
Trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit.